morning, fellas. The way you handle disagreement can either open doors to opportunity or can burn bridges you'll wish you still had. Whether at work, home, or even online. Stick around for practical takeaways you can start using today. But hey, first, guys, welcome back, baby, to Mornings and Alive with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Your live morning accountability partner, your daily dose of real talk, entertaining conversation. We're here getting after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the Mornings and Alive live network. Don't hit the snooze button, guys. You're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who didn't, or 9 minutes behind the guy who figured out how to change his settings on Apple settings. You can now go 12, 15, 20 minutes snoozing. Guys, just get your ass out of bed. Before we dive in, I invite you to like the channel, subscribe to it, and drop a comment to stay plugged into what happens here on the show and after the show. And reminder, guys, this is an R-rated experience. Evan Marks and Michael Hurst are here today. I know they're going to drop some F-bombs on the show. And Johnny is here, of course, as well. So we know that the language will somewhat be offensive. Yes. If you got kids around, toss the headphones in or send them into another room. Here's what's ahead on the show today. Big show here today. Hour one, morning loop from Chavez Jr.'s fall from championship belts. The guy's spending time in jail. We're going to make some fun about what's happening in the current events of the news, and we're going to make some fun of what's happening in the breaking news. We're going to introduce some cool, fun stuff here as we keep expanding the reasons you guys show up to be entertained, to be informed, and to find trustworthy content that can help you get throughout your day, guys. And then, hey, we got center stage coming up bottom of the hour. 25 years on Wall Street to coaching a champion. Yeah, the guy coached Jimmy Johnson. If you guys are a NASCAR fan, you know who I'm talking about. Evan Marks dropping mental performance strategies you'll want in your toolkit. He's back. We had Evan here a few months ago. He's back in for round two. Excited about having him in the show here today. Hour two, the deep dive, guys. We're going to talk about the smart way to disagree without burning bridges. We all can have conversations. We can be curious. We can find ways to disagree. We don't always have to burn those bridges. You'll get the framework for handling arguments with anyone. Yes, even your nagging partner. Oh, did you say nagging? Yeah, we talked nagging last week. Go listen to our show last week. How to handle nagging with your partner. She or he are just putting out bids. They're not actually nagging. No, they're just saying, hey, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So we're going to talk about how to disagree without burning bridges. Later, we're going to talk about the sneaky apps you should delete today. Guys, I'm hearing from y'all liking our tips. I gave you guys some eggshell tips last week, gave you guys some AirPod tips last week, and you guys are like, hey, Billis, I want some more tips. I'm like, all right. I'm going to give you some more tips. There's apps on your phone that you guys don't even know are maybe causing you grief. And for the morning focus, we're going to give you some sharp questions to challenge even the best sounding advice. Community Corner coming up. Michael Hurst, the dude never went to high school, but still has been around $100 million business in IT and now automating small business success. Then we're going to head into hour three. Yes, hour three, baby. Inside the AI Lab with me. I'm Keith Bellis. Yep, for business and AI talk. We're going to look at Grok's Persona Leak, Meta's instant voice translator, and AI-driven anxiety scammers sneaking into Google's AI summaries, and why Sora 2 could be the biggest leap into video creation. Yeah, it's a packed show, guys. Getting after it. Jimmy, let's begin the morning loop. It starts right now.
Life's just one big loop, Tommy. 24 hours on repeat, news reset, stories recycle, and we're all just trying to break out.
It's like deja vu. Every day the same cycle, man. So
I'll like breakfast with you. Same bad coffee, same bad ideas.
Johnny, my brother Johnny in the hotel room somewhere in Western America. How are you, pal?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm fantastic. I'm glad to see you got yourself there. Terry got you there safe and sound.
Yeah. Had a great weekend, man. Spent a lot of time with my 90-year-old mother, but also to my two oldest brothers who the three of us are never in the same spot that often. So it was really cool for my mom, especially, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah. How happy was mom seeing the boys around, eh?
She's happy. You know, she's in that place now where maybe she talks a lot about, you know, what her purpose is left on this earth.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yes.
90 years old, but she still she's got a really strong purpose. You know, she's like, I feel like my purpose is to spend these last few years conveying the knowledge I've gained to those that want to learn, you know. She's really, because a lot of times at this age, they say, well, why am I still here?
Yeah.
And they don't have an answer for themselves, which means they don't have a reason to get up, which means life ends pretty goddamn quick.
Yes. Good morning, Marty.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. How are you, pal?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
Good.
Just a busy morning so far.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, Johnny, hanging out with mom. Mom's 92, 93?
90.
90, okay. And you and your
90,
three,
yep.
so you and your three brothers hanging out with mom. Am I correct? Did I hear that correctly?
Mhm.
So is it just me, or when you're in that moment with your mom, it's mom, Johnny, mom. It's hard not to reflect. I'm going to make an assumption here. Does it not feel like when there's some moments when you're with your brothers and your mom, you feel like you're back just being a kid again, and mom is not 90, and mom's like, you're looking at her, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a 15-year-old kid. My mom is 30, whatever it is. Like, and I'm only saying that because I was spending some time with my folks too, and I feel like sometimes when I hang out with my dad's 80, 82, and I'm like, I just feel like the kid again. Am I making sense to you? Does that feel like, you know what I'm trying to say?
100%. But I think I know exactly what you're saying. But I think for me,
Yeah,
it stems more from the fact that my two brothers, I mean, good. One is 12 years and one is almost 14 years older than me.
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
like so I mean, when I was young, I mean, it was like, I was 4 when they were leaving the house.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
So like there was very little time. I mean, it was basically kind of like really little, where I almost don't remember, where they're almost like uncles because the difference was so big, to pretty much adulthood. So it's, I can't help but to have those feelings like I was 4 every time I see them.
Yeah. Well, at that age gap, feel like I was 4 when I see you. Well, yeah, because they're that much older than you, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like my oldest brother. It's kind of crazy that, the similarities that he and I have. He was actually a pro tennis player for a while.
Yeah.
In my mind, he's just like a superhero.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the crazy part is that he looks at me and he actually says kind of the same things back. He's like, you see this in me. Well, I see this in you. Like his oldest boy, or his actually oldest child, which is a boy who's now a doctor at the Mayo Clinic. I mean, just 2-sport college athlete.
Yeah.
This next level kid. He actually sent, his name is Luke. He actually sent Luke to come live with me for a few weeks in the summer before he went to college. He goes,
you told me. Yeah.
He goes, because there's some things that you can teach him that I don't have that you have.
Oh yeah.
So that's when I started to realize, okay, shit, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Mr. Marty, Christopher Martin, how was your weekend, brother? I see you dropping content about all the goodness. I'm going to tease that goodness in a few moments here happening in DC, but I had a quick few-minute chat with Marty. Marty and Keith were nerding out Saturday night. I was creating in my world. Marty was creating in his world, and he sends me a text like, dude, how do I make these fucking consistent characters? I'm like, oh, Marty. I said, you going out tonight? He goes, no, man, I'm sitting here working on it. I'm like, yeah, that a boy. Marty, how did your content creation go over the weekend, pal?
It's going good, man. Just what I'm working on, I probably need something different, so I'm still shopping around and just trying to figure out the right thing,
Johnny, Marty,
you trying to create some characters like the Keith and the John character. Did you see the one he made for me? He calls it John.
Terrible.
I call chemo John. That's what I'm gonna look like when I'm like fucking 80 years old, or just getting over chemotherapy.
Marty sends me a text like, Bill, sir, because OG. I go, yeah. He goes, how did you all make those 2 white boy guys? I'm like, oh, we shared a laugh. I'm like, oh, you mean Frankie and Tommy? He's like, yeah. So that was.
You want those characters? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm cooking some stuff up, man. It's been stay tuned.
It's been certainly fun. Hey, I see you guys there in the community. You guys can join the show live with us right now, or in the Mornings in the Lab community. To join the show, I invite you. We're going to open the phone lines up in the second hour, 431-300-3005. I know Evan and Michael Hurst are thinking, what the hell is this, 1995 right now? Yeah, it is. We get the phone lines open. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Come say hi in the comments. I see you guys all there in the vertical. Mike Sullivan, Soggy Toast, B-Drive. What's going on, you guys? Adam Holroyd, Lady Drew. I see everybody down there as well. Come say hi in the comments. To those that are watching the show not live after, I invite you to come and see us in the Mornings in the Lab community, where we keep the conversation going. Jimmy?
Hey, Keith. John, what are we talking about today? Anything worth me sticking around for?
today, guys. Well, listen, I tease it on one of my thumbnails. Guys.
Hold on real quick, dude. I just got to jump in here. First time I was looking at those two, were those supposed to be like the pathetic version of the two of us?
Well, so can I tell you?
I could see myself being that fat fucker if I didn't adhere to some discipline. And although the other guy, the other guy's a little too cool for the version of you who doesn't commit. Would you agree, Mark?
Yeah, now you gotta add a black one, but I know I know how hard it is, Keith. So maybe you can't do that.
Marty factually can. You know what? For the record, I'm glad my black brother admitted that because I was having a hell of a time, Marty. So thank you. I have no Marty. What the hell's wrong with AI and I can't create consistent black characters?
It's crazy,
what I want to know is what's wrong with the fucking creator who keeps making his own character way too fucking cool.
Johnny's something else, man.
I love it.
I mean, what the fuck, dude? You see that the main character, this fucking guy, he looks like he should be on a fucking rock concert. You know?
And I think he's taller than the fat guy too. So I think that's Keith saying he's taller than Johnny.
No shit. He all this. This is like he gets to live all the shit that he really loves.
Somebody said
even his pathetic version is too cool.
So this weekend, somebody said to me, "So was it you, Marty, or somebody said, so how did you come up with the idea for Frankie and Tommy?" I'm like, true story, man. I don't know, man. I smoked a joint and I was having a crap and the two names came to my mind. I sat down on my computer. Next thing you know, Frankie and Tommy were born. So that's their backstory. That's exactly their backstory. There's no history to it. There's no reason for it.
The story doesn't always have to be fancy or
That's
some
right,
cool shit. You know? It could be kind of random and you just bring it to life. That's
exactly what it was. I smoked a joint, was on the crapper, I had two names.
No, dude. When you smoke a joint, you smoke the whole fucking thing like somebody sitting down smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
No shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what, Mark? You know that strong, Mark, you and I could have like one little pump up that thing and we'd be fucking completely Chinese.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
You know
I'm cooked. You know, 2 puffs.
Yeah.
I'm
creating
cooked.
business.
That's good for the day.
And this dude's pulling it down. He's pulling the whole thing down like a marble.
That's the only thing Keith has on us, man. And that's the only thing he's better at than us.
It's just the one meager thing in my life I can crush cannabis. But Marty, hold on. I gotta pause for a second. I gotta change some gears. Is it just me today, or is John having a hard time fitting into the vertical feed? Johnny, did you get a big lift in or something this morning, man? You're looking pretty big this morning. I'm just saying.
It's because I'm on my computer.
That's what it is.
The studio computer's like 5 feet away.
There's this
little computer's right up in my face, and I can touch it right here.
Little head, big neck and shoulders. I'm like, you just look a little different today. That's all.
Normally it's over here. It's coming at me this way.
Marty,
and I never know where Johnny's going to show up.
I know.
You know, when I think he's home, he's not home. When I think he's on the road, he's at home.
Oh my God, I'm off track here already, guys. So listen, let's be real. If I told you, so I have something funny that I found this weekend that I've been following it in the news. And my job here is to find interesting topics to get us and get going and drive conversation around it. Well, I'm going to kind of paraphrase this. There's an Harvard astrophysicist who thinks that an alien mothership is on the way to Earth.
Dude, I was just talking to Terry about that last night.
True story. So there's this comet.
Yeah, originally it was supposedly an asteroid or something.
Yes.
And it was 12 miles across. Now they realize it's 28 miles across. And this thing actually might be, it's not just maybe free falling. It might have taken its own trajectory.
Marty,
which means something's got to be maneuvering it.
Marty, I'm glad you're here today because the world has fucking stopped. Jon Anderson knows news this morning before I do, before we talk about it. What the hell?
I don't know what to expect from John. I was ready for John to say, this little motherfucker is talking about that dumb shit again. And now he knew about it before I knew about it. This shit never happens.
This is one of those moments where I'm falling asleep and Terry basically was, I think she was, I don't know what you're doing, probably TikToking, and saw something about this and told me what the fuck it was. Because she said to me whatever it was months ago, this 12-mile across thing is coming to us. It could be 3 miles across. It'll end this place. So what's the difference if it's 3 or 12?
Hold on. Keep. Yes. John knows this. But then, like the most national news, the most popular thing, John would be like, "What the fuck is going on in DC?" Like, bro, this is like worldwide news.
I love it.
Well,
So-
because Terry loves sciencey shit. And
Yeah.
so she's always feeling me in on
Oh,
science.
well, that makes sense.
Oh my God!
Gotcha,
So
that makes sense.
Harvard says that the astrophysicist at Harvard says that it's a good chance it could be a mothership, and the only reason he's saying that is because the light is emanating from behind the comet instead of in front of it, or the other way around. I can't remember, but anyways, so the physical way it's approaching Earth is that they've seen nothing like it. NASA is like, fuck man, just chill out. It's just a comet. Don't worry about it. But yet the other guy's like, well, somebody should have a hypothesis that it could potentially be a mothership. So, and it's the first time it's probably the only time we get a chance to say on this show that we have maybe a mothership showing up on the way. I mean, guys, I'm going to tease the hidden spy in your pocket. Absolutely proof today. I got some stuff I'll throw on the table. We all have these devices in our pockets, and you guys just might have some apps on your phone that might be doing things that you don't know they're doing. Maybe they're doing, I don't know. We're going to get into that conversation. But Michael Hurst coming up later on in the show as well. We got Evan Marks here as well coming up on the show. And then 3 questions to challenge advice, even from your mentor, coming up as well. The smart way to disagree without burning bridges. And then we get some news. So, Jimmy, let's do our news transition bundle so we can get into some quick topics of what's happening in the news today, Jimmy.
I'm going to go grab my coffee real quick.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Mornings in the Lab newsroom, your trusted source for breaking news and current events. No noise, no spin, just real talk, delivered with the same energy we bring every morning. Big lineup in the Lab newsroom today, men. From championship belts turning into jailhouse reps to the Kremlin King buying 2 more weeks to a bacon habit so risky it put worms in a man's brain. We'll break down Uber's big bet on robots and even take you from the Oval Office to the wildest street patrol ride-along yet. This is the stuff you need to know right here, right now, live on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Today it's bridges, mentors, UFOs, and spy apps. Big stuff, Tommy.
Yeah. Sounds like bad advice, bad aliens, and bad downloads.
Good stuff here in the Morning Loop, trying to keep giving you guys entertainment and information to get your day started with some tidbits of, we'll call it news. The guy with orange hair has given the Kremlin King, the Gremlin, a couple more weeks to get that situation across the pond sorted out. True story. He's like, yeah, just take a couple more weeks so you can go and hang out with that guy, the comedian. We can get that whole situation sorted out. Hey, Junior Chavez in jail now. How about that, Marty? Johnny, you know the big boxer?
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. He got deported, and now he's sitting in. He went from fighting Jake Paul in front of millions to fighting for a good bunk in a Mexican prison cell. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the boxing champ turned headline champ, whose visa troubles and cartel rumors just landed him in a different kind of ring. Yeah, he's now sitting in a jail in Mexico. So he goes from one weekend fighting Paul to now sitting in jail.
What? I didn't know that. I'm just hearing this. That's crazy.
Yeah, there you go. I broke some news from Marty. It is crazy. Hey, guy's 39, who was arrested in Los Angeles in July 2025 because he overstayed his visa. Marty, Johnny. So ICE came and knocked on his door.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, ICE came.
That makes sense.
ICE came, knocked on his door, and said, "Brother, it's time to go." So we're not gonna take you to Alcatraz. We're gonna take you to the homeland. And then, hey, Marty, I saw your comment, man, and I just wanted to drop this one because this is about leadership for me. But the guy with orange hair announced on Friday he's going to walk around DC with the guard and be like the leader on the ground. And I'm going to leave all politics aside. I'll just make it this: it's pretty damn cool. I don't care what you think about the fellow. When a leader of your organization decides to go hang out in the field and go put his fingers into the pie, that to me is a leader.
I agree.
That to me is a leader. That to me is a leader. It's showing up in the weight room. It's showing up in the fucking hockey rink. It's saying, no, if I'm going to ask you to go there, I'm going to go there first. Johnny, I saw you nodding. I think you agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, if you want someone or a group to follow, you got to be, I mean, if you can't do it yourself, or if you're not willing is a better way to put it, nobody's going to follow that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. That's 100% it. So regardless of how one feels about having the guard in the big cities, to me, the point was the leader said, well, I'm going to go and walk with these guys and show you guys what a leader's all about. Marty.
Yeah, that's going to be some maximum security too.
Well, no shit. Guys just walk around.
I wouldn't try shit that day.
Yeah.
When I had my training facility, my gym, and I had like really fucking good blue chippers come in, guys that were, they were going to be D1 prospects no matter what. But I
Yeah,
needed to help them understand what they needed to do. I would have to actually spend a handful of workouts with them so that I could demonstrate how deep I needed to push. And once they saw it and they were by my side and they saw me hurting and they saw him, you're going through these levels of pain and and they're seeing me talk my way through it. You know, I'm just laying it out, doing it. And they realize, okay, this is what I need to do. A leader can't just say, I need you to work hard.
No.
Okay, let me demonstrate what I need you to do so you can see it, so you can feel it. And then they get caught up in that energy where they find a new place themselves and they're like, okay, fuck, there's a whole new dimension here. Then you're going to get people line up in spades to follow that.
I agree. You got to show. I believe quite strongly in that. And hey, guys, I got something just to kind of share with you. You know, we've been hearing about Elon's robo taxis. We're seeing the Waymo stuff. And we're seeing automation, you know, slowly creep itself into the world. This one hit me hard, guys. So last Friday, I guess it was, CEO of Uber announced that Waymo, which is the robo. So Uber and Waymo have done some partnership. Get this, guys. 99% of the Waymo robotaxis are completing more daily trips than 99% of their human counterparts in cities like Austin and Atlanta. Let me reframe that. So Waymo and Uber are successfully completing 99% more daily trips than their human drivers in Atlanta and Austin. If you can't see the future other than through those numbers, I don't know what to tell you.
Man,
so basically,
crazy,
you're talking about cars that are driving themselves without the influence of a human making poor decisions.
Yep, that's exactly it, Johnny. And
at least in that realm.
And they've announced coming to New York City next quarter, I believe it is. So if anybody doesn't think that the robo-taxi era is upon us, you guys are greatly mistaken. It is slowly creeping itself out. It is. It's happening pretty quick.
A lot of side hustles getting taken out the way for some
100%. Yeah. And hey, Johnny, Marty, are you guys soft bacon guys or hard bacon guys? I know, John, you're not a big bacon guy, and I appreciate that. But when you do eat bacon, or if you have had bacon, are you kind of on the softer side or the crispier side, Johnny?
It's like asking me about a fucking donut.
When you were the fat kid, did you like the deep fried donut or the cake?
Is there a fucking bad donut? No.
Johnny didn't think anything was bad back then.
I do prefer the softer bacon. What about you, Marty? What do you prefer, softer or hard? Crispy?
I would say crispy, but not like hard bacon. You know the crispy where it's still like a little kind of soft, a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's.
Well, we're gonna ask Evan Marks the same question. He's joining us in a couple of minutes here. He's patiently waiting for us in the green room. Well, guys, imagine enjoying bacon your whole life, only to find out a decade later it wasn't just breakfast; it was feeding brainworms. There's a 52-year-old dude in the U.S. whose love for soft, undercooked bacon may have led to neurocristocrosis, tapeworm larva in the brain.
It's because all that shit lives in the fucking bacon. And if you don't get it cooked enough, you're just putting it right inside you and it's going to where it wants to live.
Yeah. So I'm not going to dig too far into that. I'm just going to throw it on the table during people's breakfast this morning. Guys, just go make sure your bacon's cooked. It might be something you might want to.
How about just don't eat such a fucking dirty meat that it's filled with all these parasites?
Or don't just eat a fucking dirty meat. That's the quote.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, be sure to cook the dirty meat. Let's not eat the dirty meat.
Hey, guys, Marty, what's that?
I was just going to say, let's eat dirty meat every day. Let's do that.
100%.
That's a great idea.
Guys, we got to Evan Marks coming up in a quick second here, but before we do that, you can join the show live right now. Jimmy, pay attention. We got the transition coming up here, Jimmy. You can join the show live with us right now or in the Mornings Live community. Join the show second hour, 431-300-3005, phone, text, or leave a voicemail. And come say hi in the comments on the channel. We are very active on the vertical side. I see Lauren in there. I see Melissa in there. I see BJ. I see everybody in there, guys. And to those that are watching the show not live, I invite you to come and hang out with us in the Mornings Live community. And to the new community member who joined up yesterday, I appreciate you, where we keep the conversation going. Jimmy, let's get to the transition.
Wall Street shark, brain science nerd, NASCAR pit boss, Evan Marks has done it all. And now he's bringing it to the lab.
Cool. Maybe he can fix your mental performance first.
What if the secret to peak performance isn't pushing harder, but thinking differently about pressure itself? Wall Street veteran Evan Marks discovered something fascinating after 25 years of trading. The same mental frameworks that separate elite performers from everyone else can be learned, practiced, and mastered. After studying neuroscience and modern psychoanalysis, Evan developed techniques that transformed how NASCAR legend Jimmy Johnson and Hendrick Motorsports approach high-stakes moments. The breakthrough isn't about eliminating pressure. It's about rewiring how your brain processes it, turning stress into strategic advantage. Today, discover how to transform pressure from your enemy into your greatest competitive edge.
All right, he's back. You're listening to Mornings Live with Keith, Johnny, Marty, and friends. Today, we got a returning guest. He spent 25 years in the high-stakes world of Wall Street portfolio management and trading. We're talking about a guy who lived and breathed financial markets from 95 to 17, but he walked away from it all to study modern psychoanalysis and neuroscience, then founded the M1 Performance Group. This dude coached NASCAR legend Jimmy Johnson and the Hendrick Motorsports pit crew on mental performance. He's a University of Pennsylvania graduate, former Division I lacrosse player, and the guy behind Viral Friday Groove Break. Dance videos on LinkedIn Nation. Let's take a second to welcome in the man himself, Evan Marks. What's going on, Mr. Marks?
No idea that I was under attack by a meteor and aliens. 2, John, you do look jacked. And 3, who the fuck eats uncooked bacon? Like who?
Well, are you a crispy bacon guy or a
Absolutely. I mean, I like sushi, but who the hell eats uncooked pork? The guy should be thrown off the earth. I mean, just pure stupidity. That's just how it starts. I mean, come on.
Evan describes himself as a Sigma male in a world of alpha males and working with NASCAR teams. Essentially, he's the quiet strategist in a world of chest-beating race car drivers. Evan, you were with us a number of months ago and you're back. Brother, I'm really appreciative that you spent some time with us today as well. Thanks, man. How are you? How have you been?
How are you, brother?
What's up,
I'm doing well, guys. It's been busy, trying to support others and keep this coaching business alive and doing a lot more speaking and group coaching and things like that. So it's been an exciting year. Trying to get the team right and keep moving ahead. How are you guys doing?
Good. Can't complain,
well,
baby.
man. Can't complain at all.
You guys look phenomenal still. I love this show, by the way. It's getting better and better. By the way, I need a copy of that intro. It was unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, we will get that for you, Mike. We will get that for you. And listen, I appreciate the comment because we are working hard at making it better every single day. And as I hope you can see, it's very much turning into it's a TV show. It's not just a podcast. We got the segments, we got the clips, we got the characters, and so forth. So, Evan, let's get into it, brother. So, you believe that, and I love this, man. You believe that pressure is a privilege, and I know John and Marty would drink the same Kool-Aid as that. What's the most pressure that you, as a human being, have ever felt? And I'm serious, man. Bad trading day, coaching during a NASCAR race. Take you back to that time where you're like, holy fuck, man, I'm really loving this pressure right now because of the privilege that I feel from it.
You know what's interesting? I pivoted from Wall Street to coaching when I was 46 because I thought I had a heart attack. And it actually was a massive panic attack.
Really?
Top of my game, everything was good. 2 young daughters, I hope a happy wife. And I had to make a decision to sell my partnership and move on with my life. Just bought a house, all these things, about to take a 99% haircut. That was real pressure. But when I say pressure is a privilege, it's a responsibility is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if I want the ball, how am I going to behave with it? And what conscious decisions am I going to make? So I had to take that walk and really be honest with myself about what the road ahead may look like. And I just started. I always, when I coach, it's A to B. You got to get A to B first. One, you have that motivation, but also to create that momentum. So if I was going to do it, what was it going to take? What was my mindset? What was my strategy? What kind of structure did I need to start moving ahead in this new chapter of my life? So even though I spent 25 years on Wall Street, and there were many pressure moments, life pressure was right there. As I looked at these little girls, I'm like, who am I? How am I going to show up? What am I about? Why not me? So I would say that moment in April I don't remember, I'm 53 now, but about 8 years ago, that was a moment where I felt significant pressure and I had to make a conscious decision. And by the way, I'm glad I did, because then we could talk about regret after this. But it was one of those moments where I felt I needed to stand up and find out who I really was. So that's my answer to that.
Evan, were you building up to that moment? Because I'm thinking that the light just didn't, the switch didn't just happen. There must have been some signals along the way. And were you ignoring those signals? Were those signals you were leaning into? Were you dismissing them? Like, talk about the signals or the no signals, Evan.
phenomenal question. There were signals all over the place. So what happened was I blew up my knees as a D1 athlete, and I lost my identity as a student athlete. And in those times, and I'm sure you guys know, nobody talked about emotions. If I showed any weakness, I thought it was a scar on my character. I'm like, no way, but I never dealt with it. And ironically, my twin brother went to Wall Street, and I followed him. And I hated every moment of it. Unfortunately, I was decent at it. So I told my wife about 10 years before this little breakdown, I told her I was committing spiritual suicide. I never wanted to do this, but I was good at it. So to answer that question, the score of regret was building and building and building.
Oh.
Even though the outcome looked good on paper, the resume looked good, the P&L looked good, I was deteriorating as a person, and I knew it. But who was I to stop this train until it hit a wall? So the answer is yes. There were many signs of what was going on, but I thought it was irresponsible for me to stop. And then look what happened. Yeah, it's a good question. There were many signs, Keith.
Yeah, Johnny, Marty.
Yeah, when you start to follow your purpose, you just got to understand that you're going to step into many chaos periods, and the chaos periods are there to basically create the friction that you need to get better and grow, so that you can actually get better and do that thing that much better. It sounds like, brother, you just said, you know what, it's time for me to step into this, time for me to grow, time for me to do what I need to do that actually serves me internally, which makes you a happier, better person, which makes you level up, which makes your life level up. The chain reaction goes forward, but you have to have the nuts to step into that chaos period, accept it, realize it's part of the growth pattern. And that's exactly what you did. I fucking love it, brother.
I agree. You know what's interesting, John? And people always say to me, it took so much courage to do that. I said, bullshit, it didn't. And I'll tell you why, because indirectly I was thrown off of Wall Street because the doctor said you have to make a decision. So when I really, I reflected on that, I'm like, well, what would have courage looked like? If I was that brave and had courage at that moment before this panic attack, why didn't that show up? What was the circuitry, the pre-programming looking like that made Evan Marks stay in this career that he no longer enjoyed, and he knew it was harming him? So when this happened, I went down this path, John, of why. What was holding me back? What was anchoring me to the past that I wouldn't let myself create change? And that's where this journey began. So I'm grateful that happened to me, but I had to be honest with myself saying, you know what, Ev, that wasn't all you, but now you have this opportunity to go figure out why and how. So that's the end of that story, but yeah, it was true. I didn't have the courage. I knew it. So I had to be honest. I didn't understand why I didn't. And I think a lot of people are caught that way, to be honest.
It's true. Marty, I can see you positioning there.
Yeah. If you can get a little more specific, like what was giving you the challenges mentally? Like what did that look like in a day? And then what were those signs that were telling you, hey, I gotta leave? Just a little bit of a deeper dive, because I'm a little intrigued.
It was one of those things where I had it, I define responsibility as financial security. So who was I to not perform at a level so I can do that for my family? But what happened was that I put a lid on myself. Like, this is all I know how to do. And I stayed in that lane daily, Marty, daily. I woke up every day early at 4:30. I did my workouts. I did everything. But I wasn't honest with myself until this happened. So then the question really is, how does change happen when you feel you're not living your purpose or something's not in order? We have to be honest with ourselves and really intentional with the questions we ask ourselves. Change doesn't have to be a Herculean event. It could be these small shifts in behavior that start to put you on the right path. I didn't know that. So for me, it took this event for me to make a change. But in daily lives, I think we have to really master the art of introspection. How am I feeling? What am I doing? Is this the course I want to be on? If the answer is no to any of those, I'm not saying you jump ship immediately, because that's not responsible. But start thinking deeply and put into action steps that can get you to where you need to be. So it's really this daily introspection. So when people talk about how did it show up, it's, when we talk about stacking, days, weeks, months stacked, but they stack both ways, for you and against you. So I had a conversation with a client yesterday. I never mentioned time, but I'm starting to switch that, because time actually works for you. If you put days together, weeks together of change, look up in 3 months and watch where you are.
Oh, brother.
That's how time helps you.
Brother,
John,
I so love that, brother. I mean, I say all the time, look, you get up and you have a good morning, it can turn into a good day. And a good day can turn into a good week. A good week can turn into a good month. And a good month can turn into a good year. And even one good year can drastically change your life. So, I mean, it all starts with winning the day. Win in the morning to win the day. I love what you're saying, brother.
Because people think, because people think it's going to take so long. I go, so long happens immediately.
Yeah.
Like before you look, I'm 53. I'm like, holy shit, how'd that happen? But all of a sudden you start days and times like, I can't believe where I am, the coach and whatever you're doing, let time work for you. But practice the short game, because watch what happens to your long game.
And if you win your daily battle, you almost can't help but to win, the war of whatever it is you're working on. As long as you win daily, it's in the mail. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. So it's one of those things so if you can be really intentional daily of what you want to do, perfection doesn't exist. So don't even throw that out the window. But if we put structure in place and we're able to be fluid within that structure, look up in 3 months. I'm not saying 5 years. I'm saying 3 months. What happens then, there's evidence. We always say in M1, consistency with evidence builds confidence, and that creates change. Let time work for you.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. You don't have to forget perfect. You just got to be one notch above losing the day to win the day. That's all you need.
Well, imagine if I told you, Keith, you're perfect the way you are right now. That's it. It's over. This is you. You're perfect. You'd be like, fuck you.
Well,
that's it.
It's interesting. Mark Andreessen, the guy who invented Netscape, one of the richest dudes in the world, one of the smartest guys in the world, said, those that create products, when you think you're done, you're fucked. because when you think your product's done, Evan Marcus make one who's better than yours already. He's already so
constant evolution. Never
exactly. So good morning, everybody. We're hanging out with Evan Marks, the founder of M1 Performance Group, mental performance coach. Get into the comments here. Michael Hurst patiently waiting for us in the green room, joining the show here in the second hour. Evan, Michael's referring to your comments here. Same for me. I was at the top of my corporate career, making more money than ever. I was on the edge. I felt like I owed it to my family to just keep going despite what it was doing to me mentally. And man, there are so many men and women that do that every single day. Get up, get after it. Johnny chased towards retirement. I heard the story on the weekend again, and I'm just scratching my head going, I don't know how somebody could work somewhere for 25, 30 years just to then be happy. It just does not compute at all.
Just the idea that people plan their retirement, which means you're basically planning to get away from doing something that you're for 40 fucking years.
Well, half your life is already over. You're basically saying, okay, I'm going to wait till half my life is over, then I'm going to be happy. What?
Yeah, how about fucking put that effort, instead of planning retirement, put the effort into planning to do something you fucking enjoy.
Yes. And then the last thing Michael says, and I want to relate back to what you guys are talking about, you don't need 100% improvement, just 1% improvement 100 times. Well, anybody who has been paying attention, and Evan, you said at the top of the show, anybody who's been paying attention since Keith Spillis started up March 11, 2024, will see the 1% improvement on this show. When this show started March 11, 2024, it did not look like this. And every single day, we try to get 1% better to the point now where, it is looking more and more.
And then I showed up.
And then Johnny showed up.
It cooked like a fucking rocket.
But you know what, Keith? It's so true.
We're not going to skip a step, Johnny.
What about Marty? Yes,
We're
that
not
was
gonna
the,
skip
that
a
is the
step,
catalytic booster.
Yeah, you
Yes.
know what,
Listen,
Evan?
they
I
were-
was
they
I
were
was here
doing the
before
best they
Johnny,
could.
Evan.
They
You
were
know what?
doing
You
the
know
best
what,
they
Evan?
could. They
I
were
told
keeping their
Keith.
head above water
I
before
gave
I showed up.
I gave Keith the okay for Johnny. You know, Keith had to run it through me
Yeah.
first.
He did actually.
Look,
I believe that. I believe that. Yeah.
Listen, man, I got to give it to them. I got to give it to them. They were fucking treading water pretty fucking well. They were keeping it right here. I got to give it to them.
But Marty, you're right though. When you bring biceps in like that, there's got to be a conversation. You know,
Yeah, we got to talk about that,
there's
man.
got to be some due diligence.
Hey, Evan, I got a real tactical question for you, Evan. So you went from Wall Street, and guys that are listening right now, here's a real tactical question because some of you who are transitioning from one career to the other don't know how to do what's next. Evan goes from a career that's happening over there, Wall Street, to a career that's happening in a completely different world and working with one of the top performance companies in that world, Hendrick Motorsports. Evan, did you have a relationship there? Did you pick up the phone and say, hey, can I be your coach? Share with myself, Marty and Johnny, and our audience how you went from the guy on Wall Street to actually coaching a NASCAR legend. I follow NASCAR. I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan. I'm a huge Jimmy Johnson fan. I met the guy once at a race. You've obviously worked with him. Maybe you can get him on my show, Marks. But really tactically, how did you go to actually going from over here to now going, okay, was it a cold call? What was it, Evan?
I believe in elevators, not stairs. So I'll define what that means.
Please.
So in my trading career, I had a great performance coach who worked with me. And when I had my panic attack when I was 46, she reached out to me out of the blue and said, what are the odds you come work with me? She goes, but you'll have to go back to school. I'm like, done. So it wasn't my contact, it was her contact. But what I did was I put myself in an arena like, who do I know who knows how to do this stuff? So why do I have to start off being a pee-wee football coach when I can go back to school and start at a higher level? So I don't like taking stairs. I like taking elevators. But in order to take an elevator, I'm just not jumping on blindly. I have to educate myself, and I have to go to, whether the education, the knowledge, because I have to feel that I know what I'm doing. So I went back to school at 46. My wife thought I was nuts. I think everybody thought I was nuts.
Yeah.
But I had to do it. Otherwise, I don't believe what the hell I'm saying.
Yes.
So I was extremely fortunate to start at the highest level. But at starting at the highest level, I had to double down on my commitment and education, double down my commitment on who I spoke to, double down on my commitment of knowledge-based learning plus experience. So how did I start with Hendrick Motorsports? It definitely wasn't a cold call, but it was a relationship that proved to be extremely valuable. And once I had that, there was no looking back. So I didn't want to take it for granted, but I had to take advantage of it.
Interesting. So when you had the door open for you, you were ready was really the point, right? And
I almost pissed my pants first, and then I took advantage of it.
What I like about this, because John refers to it too. John was like, I was the guy when I was going through my career and they needed somebody for the photo shoot. I was the guy always ready. In other words, I was taking advantage when the door opened. I stepped into it. I'm hearing the same thing from you, which was okay.
He'll come back.
Reason for that door to open for me, so that when the door opens, I'm going to step through it. Fair to say, right, Evan?
Absolutely. Like I'm doing a lot more speaking.
Yeah.
But I want to create impact. So what do? I find the best coach to do it with me. That's it. So if I want to do something, I'm going to find the resources that level up my game quickly. Right. And I know that takes time and dedication, but I've already trained myself in that. So instead of starting off at the bottom, how do I make quicker moves that are intentional? Because what happens sometimes, and I said, procrastination is not the lack of effort. It's the fear of future feeling. So why am I willing to start so slow? It's a fear-based behavior. All right, I recognize that. So then what conscious choice and behavior do I need to take me where I want to go, to what I'm trying to accomplish? Right? So all of a sudden you work with these people look at you, I'm like, well, I'm here, teach me. And I'm willing to learn, but I want to learn quicker. But quicker doesn't mean sloppy. if you know yourself and you're committed to the work, why not play with the best? Why not? Trust yourself. You know, when I coach, I think one of the things that people don't talk about is we have to coach people to trust themselves. So I have to trust myself that I may not know it yet, but put me on that fucking stage and I'll show you. I will commit myself and I'm going to do what it takes to create impact. Yeah. Why not start with the best people teaching me? If I want to have biceps like John, why am I going to my next door neighbor who has pea shooters? Why? I know what he's done in his life. Why not contact him? Train from the best.
So why don't so many do that though? Are folks too scared for the most part to make that call?
Well, let me
fear of rejection.
John, let me speak in right there too, brothers. That one of the things you said earlier in this, which I don't know if people caught, but which was beautiful, was when you were describing your journey. Even your wife thought you were nuts, which is perfect because if people understand your goals, they're too fucking small. And the reason why you believe that you can do it is because you understand the formula. I'm going to go to the best guy. I'm going to siphon that information. I'm going to pay, but I'm going to pull that information out quick. And I'm going to be able to move ahead faster than people believe is possible. So yes, you think I'm nuts. That's perfect because you think I'm not nuts. I'm like everybody else, and I'm not like everybody else.
And you know what? Also, John, it's you know, going back to what you just said. It's the fear of failure, but it's the fear of judgment. It's the fear of inadequacy. All these things. What if you do all this stuff and it doesn't work? So we talk a lot about curiosity. Curiosity is one of those things. We know it's information seeking in its essence, but it's almost like curiosity opens the door of possibilities, but at the same time, the door of failure opens as well. But it has a way of going around your resistance and your unconscious to play the what if card. What if this works? What if I do this? What if I call Jon Anderson and he hangs up me? All right, first step. Who else can I call then instead? And it starts this momentum. And going back to what we were talking about time earlier, all of a sudden, you've heard that, you know, if I said to you, you're going to make $1 million, but it's going to take 24 no's, it won't stop you. But what happens if we build that resilience of, all right, I know I'm going to be rejected, but this is a part of the process. I know I'm going to feel judged, but this is part of the process. I know I may be embarrassed, but this is part of the process. Once you get a couple of those under your belt, watch the fuck out.
Yeah. Good morning, Gil Rez. I see you there in the comments. Thanks for joining us this morning with Evan Marks, myself, Jon Anderson, and C. Marty Fit on Mornings in the Lab. Good morning, Roseanne Roof. I see you there as well. You know, Evan, Johnny, I want to talk to Marty for a second from the three of us because we keep, we're all 53. We've all, Evan, I heard your story around 46. My life started changing in my mid 40s. I just feel so impassioned right now to try to do whatever we can to teach the Martys of the world about what's coming. And I mean that because it's coming. And if we can teach our brothers that are in their 30s what's coming at 45, what's coming at 50. And I know it sounds so bizarre, Marty, because you can't see it right now, but fuck, man. Johnny, you and I talk to so many folks like Evan on the show day after day, and this is consistency, isn't it, John? Right? And it's like, man, if we can just give these warnings, not the warnings, but these tips to Marty, these tips to Carter, these tips to these young men and young women, that doesn't matter what the story is, there's more than likely going to be a chance that you're going to be part of a story that you don't even know is there yet. So if we can share with you how to get there, listen to what we're saying. You know what I'm trying to say, John, Evan?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, I mean, there's going back to what Ed was saying, the whole idea of, I love that example. If you're going to take 24 no's to make $1 million, you go get those no's.
Yes.
Right. And I think that's part of the formula that people miss is go fucking suck, because you're going to suck when you start, and every day you're going to suck a little less, and pretty soon you're going to be fucking great. But don't worry about this. You just need to. Marty's generation is way too fucking afraid, not of the failure. They're more afraid of what people are going to fucking say because they failed in the failure self.
That's what I mean. So like I'm really loving that Marty's hanging out because we can just and I know Marty knows all these things, but it's like Marty, run towards sucking, run towards failure, run towards everybody judging you, because all that is actually making you better. Good morning, Harlow Larkin. I love that you're on the show this morning, guys. Best ice cream in Headingley, Harlow Larkin at Cone's Ice Cream here in Headingley. Just give a little shout out. That was shaking Harlow. But Marty, I'm just telling you, Marty, these things, if we can just grab 1% of them, even Carter, I'm like, dude, if you can get your sleep now, man, you can live to 200. You're 19.
But also, Marty, be willing to be judged.
Yes.
I'd rather to be judged than not judged at all. And also, we always talk about you have to slow down in order to speed up.
If you're not
right,
judged, you're not fucking.
You're doing nothing.
You're not doing anything. You're sitting still.
Right. But when we say doing anything, Marty, we always talk about you have to slow down in order to speed up. And slowing down has nothing to do with the gas. You could still be full gas. Slowing down is being intentional with your time and what you do. The speeding up is the leverage after. And what happens is when you slow down, you start to build consistency. And you can't tweak inconsistency. So consistency has to be in how you show up. I know it's cliche, your work habit, your sleep habits, all these things. You get those things down. Obviously, life is not linear, but when you start taking risks that are consistent with your behavior, imagine the learning curve that happens. Imagine what the trust you start to build in yourself, right? But you have to have structure, and you have to be able to be fluid within that structure and not rigid.
Very true. Very true. All right, guys, we're hanging out with Evan Marks, myself, Keith Billis, Jon Anderson, and C. Marty Fit, Michael Hurst in the comments here. We're all infinitely unique and have different holes in our knowledge. Doing and failing is how you learn to patch those holes, so fail fast. All right, we're coming up to the top of the second hour. We're going to do a little reset here. Evan, I've got a question for you, brother. What's your time like? Do you want to stick around for the next little bit here? We're going to get into the smart way to disagree without burning bridges. You're more than welcome to stick around for the next 30 with myself and Johnny, because you've been here before. You're a great guest. If you wanted to keep the conversation, you're welcome to stick around. If you got to go, you got to go.
Unfortunately, Keith, I got to bounce to a client call because I thought it was just a half hour. But next time, I want to be on full hour. I love you guys. Yeah. You guys have an amazing show. Just the involvement of the show is off the charts. You guys are a pleasure to speak with. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I really appreciate the time being spent with you guys.
Evan, where can folks find you and connect with you, man? Because you are one of our legendary guests here, brother. Where can folks find you?
I'm on LinkedIn at Evan Marks. My website is m1performancegroup.com. We got great content on there and some good media, some podcasts and videos. And I'm around social media on Evan Marks. Yeah.
Go find Evan, guys. He is a rock star in the social profiles. He's a legend here in the lab. He's one of our favorite guests. Evan, thanks for hanging out with us, bro. You have yourself a great day, okay?
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Have a good one, brother.
Thank you, Evan.
You too, boys. Bye.
All right, Evan's out of here, guys. We're going to do a quick little recap, and here's what's going to happen. Johnny's going to do a lifestyle tip, and then, John, you'll Marty, I assume you got a rock and roll too, eh, brother?
Yeah, I got a rock and roll.
Awesome.
I got to go a quarter after, brothers. We're getting on the road early this morning.
Yeah, sounds good, pal. All right, so let's do this then. Let's do a quick little recap with Evan. Good conversation with Evan, man. That was guy always drops nuggets, eh?
Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah. Anything you take out of that, Marty?
Yeah, man. Just you got to have some nuts, man. You got you when you get those signs, you got to make a move. And
yes.
It's weird. Like sometimes when you hesitate to make that move, it's like those challenges hit harder. And I think that's kind of what Evan was hitting on when he was on Wall Street. So definitely took a lot from that.
Awesome. So Jimmy, let's do this. Let's do a transition to Jon Anderson's lifestyle tip, and then we'll do a transition. Marty, you have yourself an awesome day, brother. I'm really glad you can hang out with us here this morning. Will we see you tomorrow when you're back in, brother?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome.
I might not be here as early, but I'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you, Marty, tomorrow.
Right.
We're going to
have a good look, brother.
You too.
We'll do a transition to Jimmy, and then when Johnny's taking his break, I'll reset hour 2. All right, Jimmy, let's do it.
Man, Evan Marks is all about mental performance. Wall Street to NASCAR, that's focus.
Yeah, and now we're handing it to Jon Anderson, who thinks focus means eating steak for breakfast.
All right, check this out. There's too many of you guys that procrastinate or make excuses or call it what you will, you're afraid. There's reasons why you don't want to do that thing that you need to do. And in many cases, it's because that thing is new or that thing is something that you're not good at. Well, remember this. You're supposed to suck. You're not supposed to be good at something when you start. And if you are, great. Maybe your suck is really high on the totem pole. Maybe not, but it doesn't matter. So remind yourself this. When you are taking that uncomfortable step, you're supposed to suck. And then you do it again tomorrow and you suck a little bit less. And then again the next day and you suck a little bit less once again. And pretty soon, you don't suck. You actually become pretty good. And if you stick with it, you become great. So remember, the spectrum from starting to get to where you want to go means you have to suck to start. So remind yourself, it's okay to suck, which should make it a lot easier to take that uncomfortable step you've been avoiding. Rock and roll.
Hour one was wild. Breaking news, UFO drama, Evan Marks dropping Wall Street to NASCAR wisdom.
Yeah, aliens, money, and therapy. My brain's ready for a nap.
Now we dive deeper, how to disagree smart, the spy apps you gotta delete, and we are going from Dropout to $100 million in the community corner. And don't forget hour 3, we crack open the AI lab with Keith Billis. The future, Tommy.
Yeah, or just robots listening to us complain.
All right. Good morning. Hey, you guys liking the transitions? We're getting after it. Oh, baby, the show's getting 1% better every single day. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. It's got a quick pause. I love you, baby. Love you, Lauren. Lauren gave me the ultimate Father's Day gift, and we celebrated it yesterday. I just want to call it over, man, because I'm feeling so warm inside my body. What did she give me? Family photos. True story. I know we take photography for granted because everything's photographed these days, just digital cameras everywhere. But getting my family together, going out and taking these photographs was such a wonderful experience, and I'm just full of love today. I wanted to share with all of you guys today. So, hey, if you're looking for a situation to get your family together, do some family photographs. Those memories will be with you forever. Don't take them for granted. But you know what I enjoyed the most about them? Wasn't actually perhaps the photographs I'm receiving. I enjoyed the moment of us spending together, that 90 minutes or 2 hours of doing it. So much fun, so much love. The best Father's Day gift ever. Thank you, Lauren, for that. Matty Roof getting after it this morning. Did you guys see his show today? Roofy, I was quietly watching from afar, man. Just fucking get. So Matt and I had a conversation a couple weeks back, and he leaned into it, and we talk about 1% better. Roofy's like on the fucking accelerated plan. He's like the 10% better every day. The guy's like, I'm just digging in. So I got to shout it out, man. 7:30 Eastern time, Kindness Rising. You know when you get good teammates and good teammates push each other? Well, that's what I love about Matt Roof, man. The guy's pushing me, and I know I'm pushing Matt, and Johnny's pushing me. We're all making great content together. Go check out Kindness Rising. Go check out the great content he's making as part of the Mornings in the Lab live network. Good things happen there, 7:30 Eastern time. Guys, let's be real. Nobody wins a fight, but there's a smarter way to disagree without burning bridges. We're going to give you advice and practical tips here to handle arguments in a way that doesn't require damage control, walking away because there's no way forward. And after that, we're going to reveal the hidden spy apps on your phone you might want to get rid of. And if you ever wondered if the best advice really is the best, we've got 3 questions you can ask to help challenge that advice. And coming up in the community corner, I see Hurst has been patiently waiting there. He's been hanging out with us for a while. I appreciate that. Michael Hurst is joining us, coming up in the community corner. And if you're new around here, hit the like button, subscribe, and say hi to the community in the live chat. Jimmy, let's get into the deep dive.
All right, it's time for the deep dive, where we go way below the surface and uncover the real stuff that actually matters.
Yeah, or in Frankie's case, drown in 2 feet of water.
Today's deep dive is all about disagreeing without burning bridges, keeping respect while holding your ground.
Yeah, which means Frankie finally has to stop arguing with the drive-thru lady.
Why do some people seem to navigate disagreements effortlessly, while others leave destruction in their wake? We've all been there, facing a conversation where we know we need to speak up, but we're terrified of the fallout that might follow. Breakthrough research shows there's a fundamental difference in how certain individuals approach these moments. using techniques that actually deepen trust during conflict. The secret isn't avoiding the hard conversations, it's mastering the art of having them in a way that builds bridges instead of burning them. Step into your next difficult conversation with confidence, knowing you can create a win for everyone.
When we learn how to disagree with respect, we turn conflict into connection. It's not just about winning arguments, it's about strengthening trust, improving mental health, and keeping that daily morning motivation alive without unnecessary friction. Brother, share with me a moment where you had a disagreement that actually strengthened your relationship. Can you reflect upon one?
Shit. I mean, if you're doing it right, every goddamn one of them.
I love that answer. I was hoping that was the answer you're giving me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to be an evolved creature.
Yes.
Meaning you can't just realize that these disagreements are about winning and losing. You know, it's winning and losing doesn't matter. You know, it's if you want to look at it from a selfish perspective, think of it from not winning, but actually getting better or moving forward. But that moving forward or getting better needs to involve the other party. And that's the part that people miss.
It's funny because I was working on our conversation package every single Wednesday. We got our conversations rally we're working on, and I was working on the one you and I had on the weekend. And it's actually, the package has come together quite well, brother. I think you're really going to enjoy when I put it out, because when you pay attention, a good conversation is the same way when you can have what am I trying to say? The same way you can have a respectful conversation about disagreeing with somebody is the foundation of a great conversation. It's going back and forth. It's choosing your words. It's noticing words. It's noticing structure. And instead of making accusatory statements, right? So, and it's finding a way to balance respect in a conversation while still holding ground. So, for example, with you and your brothers, how did and I'm just trying to find some ways to share some tactic with our audience here. How did you balance respect while still holding your ground when you're having a disagreement with somebody?
Well, my brother's the one I was here visiting. I mean, the age difference is so great. I don't know that we've ever had a disagreement.
I was good. Okay. Yeah.
But now, like, we'll go back to, any relationship or even Terry. And I use the saying, and it sounds funny, but if you take it from a very authentic, loving, caring position,
yes,
it works fucking perfectly. Although people tend to laugh at it because it is kind of clever. I don't need to be right. I just want to get what I want.
Yes.
And if you're coming from a loving, authentic position, what you should want is a better relationship.
Yes.
A better platform. And so, I mean, I really do operate by that, especially when it comes to now in business, it can be a little different because it's if it's not a personal relationship, it's a business thing. Sometimes a negotiation is not about feelings. It's not about, there's that's all about, but in terms of someone that you love, a relationship that you're trying to, make stronger, make better, getting what you want should align with the other person as well. It's just all the bullshit that's in the way that's causing the trouble.
All the bullshit in the way. That's exactly it. So let's
real quick, going back to that business thing. I do want to clean that up. I should have rephrased that because with business, I'm big on relationships, right?
Yes.
I should have said, I mean, maybe a negotiation where you're buying a fucking car. That's one where you're not worried about, you're what I want in that situation. I can be wrong to get what I want, which is just a better number for the car.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not really worried about the relationship that I'm having with the person I'm negotiating with, because it's a thing that we're, going back and forth about. But when you're talking about a relationship involved, it's a different platform of negotiation, so to speak.
There is a famous lawyer here, a sports agent who passed a number of years back, and he had a saying, and I know I'm going to butcher it, Johnny, because I butcher your paraphrases all the time, but I can pull it together for the most part, which was, if you and I were negotiating something, a contract, and we both left a little bit unhappy, that actually means we're both actually happy, because
that's the relationship that will last.
Yes, because what's also happened is that you haven't felt like you've won. I haven't felt like we've won, because the moment you feel like you've won, I'm like, well, that motherfucker won. And you're like, yeah, I fucking won. And that's not the right way to set a relationship, is it? So if you can find a way to disagree and agree, but even find a way in the middle, or going, okay, well, you know what? He got what he needed. I got what I needed. We're going in the right direction. I think we both won.
When sometimes you're in kind of a shitty situation, like
yes,
this is a tough one, and I'll just come out straight and try to ease the situation. Say, look, we both need to come out of this feeling like we had to suck a cock a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
So the question is, we need to make sure that our sucking time is fairly equal.
Jimmy, there's our clip for today's show. I wonder what Frankie and Tommy will have to say about that.
It's
one.
like, there's no, we both have to suck this thing, but let's just make sure that there's equal as we can. The sucking time is equal, because we both have to come out of here feeling like we were taken advantage of, but let's make sure that it was as close as we can. Let's share this as much as we can.
Do I get the top or the bottom or the middle? Or do we talk about that along the way?
Well, I don't think when you're sucking a cock, I don't think there's really a top or a bottom, is there?
Oh my God. So guys, I got somewhere. We're going to wrap up this chat with Johnny on how to disagree without burning bridges. I got some things to take.
Yeah, pretty hard to go further than that one, isn't it?
I don't know where to take sucking cock next, Jimmy, but we're going to give some takeaways, man. Frame words thoughtfully. Johnny, use facts, not accusations. Maybe say something like, I noticed, with a specific example, instead of you always do this. I might say, dude, I noticed that you're always late for the show, right? I noticed that you're always this, instead of you're always late. I noticed. So
just the word always. Hey,
yes.
Often you're late for the show.
Yeah. Yes.
As soon as I hear the word always, I know that person is not thinking things through.
Yes. Yeah. Show respect and seek understanding. John, active listening. We talk about it all the time, brother. And I love, because I can just see how we are even getting better at it. Active and I statements, keep emotion in check and reduce defensiveness. Keep solutions in focus. Turn conflict into collaboration. I can hear you saying this with people. Let's test both ideas and see what works. Because I can hear you saying that to me. Billis, let's try this approach. Let's try this approach. And you let me know how it's working 5 days from now. Let's see. I can see you saying that. I actually can see you saying that.
We're pushing buttons, baby.
Yeah.
Which button gives us the result we're looking for.
Yeah, use smart strategies. Validate their perspective first. Apologize if needed. I know you're good at really that, is apologizing, and pause the conversation before it escalates. And then last one, Johnny, avoid burnout tactics. Don't make it personal. Avoid sarcasm, and don't try to win. Don't try to win. The
Not
moment
about winning, it's about getting what you want.
Hallelujah. Exactly. What a great way to wrap that, brother. What a great way to wrap that. Great segment. Guys, there you go. So if you're just if you're tuning into this, the smart way to disagree is don't try to win. That's probably the best way I can sum it up. Go into a conversation, be open-minded, have the rally. And if you leave that conversation both at 90%, I think you're both in a good place. Johnny?
That's it, baby. That's it.
Evan Marks is a beast, eh? I really enjoy hanging out with that dude, man. I really do.
Yeah, he speaks the same language we do, so it fits in well.
Yeah, he absolutely does. He absolutely does. So you guys got to drive today? Where are you heading off to today, pal? Where's the drive today? Where is it taking you?
We're actually heading back to the lake house.
Oh, you are? Okay, awesome. So you're back for
tomorrow? It's about a 6-hour shot.
Okay, fantastic. Well, drive safe. You have yourself a good one. Say hi to Tara for me, and we will keep the show going. Okay, pal?
So tomorrow I'll be with a cigar in my hand. It's not the same.
I was just going to say, I notice it too. It is actually not the same. It's not the same for me too. For your brother on the other side here, it's not the same for me too. I'm like, oh, all I see is the big head, the little head on the big body without the cigar. So we'll have to get you
tomorrow.
Back.
We'll get it back to normal, babe.
Awesome. All right, Jimmy, let's walk Jon Anderson out of here. Have a good one, pal.
Have a good loop, my brother.
You betcha. I appreciate it. All right, guys, Johnny's out of here. I'm going to do a quick little reset. I got Grok left with me. Keith and Grok and Johnny. I'm sorry, and producer Jimmy. Michael Hurst, patiently waiting in the green room. Hursty, I might bring you up early, man. Just a heads up on that one. I see your thumbs up here. I'm going to get to the comments. Let's see what the comments are looking like today. Gil Rez, otherwise known as Thor Squad. Gil, I appreciate. I don't know if you're watching, Gil. I don't expect that you were, but I was reading the comments when Evan and Johnny were talking, and I found myself giggling because I saw my government given name, Gil Rez, not Thor Squad. Oh, I thought it was actually Thor Squad, Gil. I thought that was your government given name. That's pretty damn good. B Drive, what's shaking, man? I don't think I called you out this morning, and I want to apologize to you for that. Guys, if you guys don't know who Bernard is, B Drive, he's one of the OGs here in the community. He keeps our community clean and safe. Why? Because he's got bees, and he'll let them loose on you. Yeah, true story. If you guys are in the bee business, or you want to be in the bee business, or you want to learn about the bee business, go meet Bernard Artis, the bee-driven channel. It's fucking awesome. True story, 100%. Adam Holroyd's here as well. I know Holroyd is here. Holroyd was Holroyd was busy last week. Don't know what he was doing, though. I think he was working. I think he works for a living. So Holroyd's back. I see in the comments, brother. Lady Drew is here, too. Always a big fan of Lady Drew Bozier. Big fan of Lady Drew, getting after it. Let's see who else we got there. We got Melissa here in the community as well. Melissa from Team Mornings in the Lab is all good there in the community. Of course, Lauren's out there as well. And then, hey, the man himself, Matt Roof. Dude, the guy showing up 7:30 on the Mornings in the Lab. Live network, getting the whole conversation started for us here on the platform. And Soggy Toast, if you're still there, I wonder if your toast is still soggy. I do. I just wonder if it's still soggy. Yeah. Hey guys, if you guys missed the first hour, we talked about soft bacon over hard bacon. We talked about good times there too. Sorry, good time. Oh, hey, actually, not sorry, good time, but I want to call good time out. Good time sent me a video. Actually, good time. I'm going to drop that video into the Mornings Lab community today. Good time sent me a video on the weekend that I watched about the future. I think Keith and Good Time, Charlie, we have similar perspectives on the future. And he shared some really cool shit, man, about what's happening in 2027, 28, 29, 30. Some cool shit from Good Time. So I think I'll put that up in the Mornings Lab community here today. That's awesome, man. I really enjoyed that. Thanks, Good Time, for sharing that with me. And hey, Good Time, my septic is fine. It got pumped out. But I think because we had so much water, the septic tank got all messed up. All right, Jim. So listen, here's what we're going to do. We are going to move our way over to Jimmy. I'm going to do the E-transition, Jimmy. I'm gonna do the CTA 4, which is gonna move us right into our the hidden spy in your pocket, Jimmy, before we go to our next chat, okay? So guys, you guys could join the live show with us right now or in the Mornings in the Lab community. You can do that by 431-300-3005. We'll open the show up here, open the lines up in about 15 minutes or so. You can come say hi in the comments. Like I said, the vertical stream is rocking and rolling, and the horizontal stream. I see you guys out there, man. We are getting after it. I love seeing the growth. And to those of you guys that are watching the show not live, no, I invite you to come. First of all, why the fuck wouldn't you be watching the show live? True story, man. Yeah, come see us in the Mornings Lab community where we keep the conversation going when we're not live. True story. All right, Jimmy, let's do it.
Forget UFOs. The real spies are in your pocket. Apps tracking every click, every move.
Yeah, my coffee app knows I'm already bored.
They're watching us, Tommy. Every download, every swipe.
Cool. Maybe they'll track how many times you lose an argument.
What if the biggest threat to your family's security isn't some distant hacker, but something you willingly invited into your pocket and gave permission to watch your every move? Every day, millions of men unknowingly carry devices that broadcast their location, record their conversations, and auction their most personal data to strangers, all while believing they're protected by privacy settings that don't actually work. The solution isn't abandoning technology. It's understanding which specific applications pose immediate threats and implementing a systematic approach to digital privacy recovery. Today, we're revealing the exact apps you need to delete right now and the simple steps that will protect everything you value most.
Petra Charlie, the bullshit professor in the community as well. Petra, I forgot to get your name after. Yeah, getting after it. Guys, if you guys want to learn about bullshit, true story, what I'm going to say next. There is actually a professor of bullshit in the world, and he is a Mornings in the Lab alumni. Yeah, he shows up every Friday with commentary from the week. We're going to create a segment called Petro Segment or something. But guys, go find John Petrocelli over on LinkedIn. Go connect with him. Solid dude, offers wisdom, and offers perspective that you might not consider. Why? Because it comes through the lens of bullshit. True story, man. Really solid stuff. John Petro, I appreciate you joining us here. Hole right here in the comments. On Friday, I wasn't able to be here live, but I caught the conversation about Faz and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the 35th anniversary of the release. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, you're going to go to the theater today? That's awesome, dude. That's, fuck, you're dating yourself now, Holroyd. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. I'm also going to do this. I'm going to tease this segment a little bit here, and then I'm going to put. I think what we'll do, Melissa, we're gonna go through our 1% better thing here today, guys. I do have a list of apps that might be causing you grief on your phone, and you didn't even know about it. Let me tell you why I'm talking about it. I got some wonderful feedback from the community about our AirPods segment. It was like kind of those, oh yeah, duh. Maybe I should clean my AirPods. And then you guys all came back to us a couple weeks or last week and said, oh yeah, the coffee eggshells. So going to work hard to keep dropping you guys little nuggets that can help you help add value to your day. So my point is this. There's a lot of crazy, ridiculous apps on our phones that are tracking us, that are taking your privacy. Now, I don't know how much of you are concerned about your privacy. Maybe it's draining your battery, personal data, just a bunch of junk. And I'm going to suspect that some of us in this community are of ages where we just kind of ignore things that you might not want to be ignoring. So these risky apps is not just about saving storage space. It's about protecting your privacy, your personal data. And in today's hyper-connected world, guys, knowing which apps are doing certain things. For example, if you got the Facebook app on your phone, it's doing an awesome job of sucking your battery life. You don't even know it. Right. So we'll drop some tips over in the community. If TikTok and Facebook are free, do you realize the real cost is? It's your data. And maybe to some of you guys, you don't care. Maybe you're just fine with it. Maybe you're fine being the product. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But we're going to drop some stuff over in the Mornings in Lab community, just with some tips and tricks to clean your phone up so that you can get after it. And Adam is going to try the eggshells. Yes. Guys, if you missed it last week, we talked about it. If you crush eggshells and put it in your coffee, it removes the acidity. So we had that conversation last week on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Get your AirPods cleaned, A, number one. B, clean up some of that, get your coffee with less acid to it. And then, what the hell am I saying? Check your phone for apps. All right. So Jimmy, let's do this. We're going to do a little, I'm going to do a little audible here, Jim. I want to bump up the community corner. We're going to bring in Michael Hurst for the community corner. And then what we're going to do is, while we're talking with Hurst, we're going to put this one out here. The 3 questions to challenge advice, even from your mentor. So that's what we're going to do here. So Jim, let's transition over to the community corner transition bundle, which is G1, Jimmy, in the bucket. And when you get a second, Jimmy, you let me know you're ready. And then we'll bring Michael Hurst up.
Johnny's off to conquer the day, but the show rolls on.
Yeah. Less yelling about steak, more real stories. I can breathe again. Now we head into Community Corner. Stories of men building, grinding, and proving what's possible.
Cool. Real humans doing real work, unlike us.
What if the most valuable asset in your business isn't money, equipment, or even talent? Michael Hurst never went to high school, yet he climbed from desktop support to managing over $100 million in IT contracts at a global consulting firm. His secret wasn't credentials. It was understanding how to systematically eliminate the small inefficiencies that compound into massive time drains. The breakthrough isn't working harder or hiring more people. It's identifying the repetitive patterns that steal your focus and implementing simple systems that give you back hours every single day. Today, we're diving deep into the science of reclaiming your most precious resource. Let's get started.
And get this, Michael says his biggest achievement isn't Wall Street level contracts, it's keeping a kid alive for 18 years.
Yeah, sounds harder than running IT.
How about Jimmy on the buttons, guys? Jimmy is on the fucking ball today. Buttons. You guys seen this show being 1% better? It's all because of Jimmy. Yeah, true story. And hey, when the show goes sideways in those days, it's all because of Jimmy. So we'll give him the love today, just like we can give him the shit on the days that go sideways. Yeah, but not Melissa. No, we're going to give Melissa all the grace today. Melissa gets all the grace. So because it's great today, it's Jimmy's fault because it's great. When it's shitty, it's also Jimmy's fault too. Yeah, true story, guys. Yeah, coming up, we got somebody who's going to blow your mind. I told you, Jim, we're going to make it the biggest Filipino producer in the whole world. Jimmy joining us from the Philippines. Hey, Jimmy's going to be away next week, you guys. I'm a little bit stressed about it. Yeah, next Wednesday to Friday, Jimmy's got a family vacation. Who let the guy out of the studio? Apparently, he's going to go somewhere, and we're gonna have to figure it out on our own. We're gonna be just fine. Melissa's gonna get after it. We got Roofy's gonna help us out here. Hey, the production of the show actually might go up so well, Jimmy might not even have something to come back to. Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, oh, Jimmy, not needed, man. There's the risk. Guys, there's the risk when you leave your situation is that you come back to something not even there. All right, today, coming up, we got someone who's going to blow your mind about what's possible without traditional credentials. Michael Hurst never went to high school. I'm not talking dropped out. I mean, he never went to fucking high school. True story. Melissa, Jimmy, we've never had a non-high school guy on our show today. I think we have the first award for the non-high school guy on our show here today. And he went all the way up to desktop support for director of operation at CGI, one of the world's largest IT consulting firms. And then along the way, the guy managed over $100 million in procurement, led cybersecurity operations, and basically did everything all the educated folks said he wouldn't and couldn't do. After 20 years crushing it in corporate IT, Michael retired, tied his hand at career coaching, and then fell head over heels in love with AI automation. Oh, yeah, we're going to get along just fine. And now he's on a mission to help small business owners stop drowning in admin tasks, showing people how to reclaim the hours they're losing to the mundane stuff. His son just became an adult, which Michael considers his greatest achievement yet. Let's get the show on the road, Jimmy. Let's bring in the man himself, Michael Hurst. What's going on, Hursty?
Hi, thank you so much. I was sorry that John and Marty couldn't stay, but I appreciate them loaning me the hat and shirt, though.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, next time you come back, we'll get you in with John and Marty here. Just the way the show worked out today, it's how the schedules worked out. But I'm so appreciative of you here, and you are the first non-high school human on our show, brother.
Awesome. No, hey, honor. In fact, I've got my kindergarten diploma, the only diploma I ever earned.
That is awesome, man. So I first of all just want to say this, and I want to pause and say this. I'm full of gratitude for you. You have been a wonderful supporter of our show. You've been a wonderful supporter of my content, and I see you in my content. I see you in my comments. I see you in the show, and I just want to express gratitude from me and my whole team to you, because all this doesn't exist if guys like you don't show up and engage in it. So thank you, Michael.
Oh, no, absolutely. And, a lot of great guests. The gentleman you had on a moment ago, Mark.
Yeah, Evan Marks.
Took me back to my coaching time. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I was speaking to myself.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that. Tell. So let's get into that. When you were hearing Evan speak, what was the most relatable for you, Michael?
Well, going in through the corporate world, as you mentioned, I never went to high school. I dropped out at the end of junior high and started working. And so when I ended up getting an opportunity to work in an IT place, it was making screens for a coding company. And I didn't know how to code. I just knew how to drag squares and make buttons. And so what I would do is afterwards, I would look at how they did it and made the buttons work, taught myself how to code, and then said, look, I can do it too. Will you let me do something? And they started letting me make reports, which was, one of the things on the to-do list no one ever got to. And so from that's where I first started this idea of like, well, look, I have nothing to lose. I don't even have a high school diploma. I've got no college degree. If I just kind of boldly walk forward and fail forward and try to learn what I can, again, what's the worst they can do? Say no. And so I kind of use that mentality to get into desktop support and to the company that I recently retired from. But every time I came into something I didn't know or understand, I went to go get a job in that area. And that's why I moved from desktop support to project management, to operations, to procurement, to contract negotiations. Anytime there was someone who said, I hate that, there's no way I would ever work in that group, I said, that sounds like that's the right thing for me. Let me learn all about it. His just mindset on continuing to just move forward, not look at failure as a negative, but just as the way life naturally hands you lessons. It was really cool. And then I felt very similar at the top of my game to him, where, you have that mental pressure and you're not sure that, you can wake up every morning and keep facing it. It really resonated with me.
Awesome. Michael Hurst joining us this morning. Michael, where are you joining me from today, brother? Where are you?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, good old Cleveland. That's awesome. That's awesome. Adam, I see your comments down there. Adam, I see one of your comments there about, I just saw that one comment, Adam. I'm just coming up to it. It says, Adam says to me, you should actually do an Audible book. I would buy that. Adam, are you talking? I think you're talking about me, Adam. So perhaps that could be a revenue stream. Is it the voice? Is it the way that I deliver it? I'm actually kind of curious. Maybe I can, hey, maybe there's a revenue stream there. Hey, Roofy, we can add Audible book recordings as part of our Mornings in the Lab revenue streams here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith John as part of the Mornings in the Lab live network, 7:30 Eastern time, Kindness Rising, getting after it. Hersey, question for you, or not question. I got a did you realize for you, man. Did you realize that in your LinkedIn posts and responses, did my research, it helps Melissa, you use the word time more than any other concept. Reclaim time. Time is your most valuable asset. Losing time. Give time back. It seems to me that you're not really selling AI automation. You're selling time.
Oh, right. No, and that's and to be honest with you, I didn't notice that I did that. So thank you. That's really interesting. But you're right. You know, I fell in love with AI automation when I retired from my corporate career. I spent a year doing career coaching because I said, look, if I can make it, literally anyone can. And I spent my time reaching out to college students because I just wanted to share my mindset on things and help them prepare and start reaching out to professionals and, you know, do LinkedIn coaching, all this kind of stuff. And throughout the process of it, I became so busy that I needed tools. And, you know, within a coaching space, there's all these things you have to have: Calendly and, you know, campaign funnels and email drip feeds and all of this stuff. And the price was, you know, getting higher and higher. So I said, you know what, I bet I can do some of this myself, and started getting into AI automation and just absolutely fell in love with it. And you know, here I am. But, you know, I think with my business knowledge and background, you know, a lot of the key to my success was always trying to work with my team and enable them to do more with less. And not from the standpoint of we're taking your budget and we're going to have less people. But, you know, if I'm looking at someone who's sitting there taking 3 different Excel spreadsheets and trying to rationalize them, can't we make a macro or a program or something so you just click a button and you don't have to do that anymore?
Hey, we're having coffee later today. I think we're having coffee. That excites me because I can't wait to share some stuff with you later, because I suspect that we might find some ways to work together. You know, Elon said something on the weekend, and I'm going to relate this to what you're doing right now. Elon said something on the weekend about he's starting a company called MacroHard. Have you heard about it?
I have not.
So he's starting MacroHard. Yes, it's a goofy name. It's opposite of Microsoft. Here's his thesis, and I fucking love it. Microsoft is not a hardware company at all. In theory, you should be able to replicate Microsoft as MacroHard as a complete AI agentic business. He's creating MacroHard to completely replace Microsoft. And I'm like, duh, because they're not a hardware company. So in theory, AI will be able to essentially replace Microsoft. Michael Hurst, your comments on that?
Well, it depends on the user interface. You know, I think that's where a lot of the challenge comes in, is that with AI and these solutions becoming no code and more accessible, absolutely anyone can jump on and start tinkering with them. And that's fantastic. I mean, I think that really helps expose people to the world of the possible. But we have to realize that we are within a small percentage of people who are in the know about AI to the level that we're into it. I mean, AI has only been around and accessible to the public for a few years. That means all of us are really on the cutting edge. And so there are still people out there who have never heard of ChatGPT, don't know what it is. And so for AI or this MicroHard to be able to replace it, has to have a clean enough user interface so that anyone, regardless of their knowledge level, can use it. I'm not saying that's impossible to do, but we can't forsake, you know, the fact that not everyone is going to understand how to use these products. But no, absolutely. I mean, everything can be replicated and replaced now, even conversationally. There's a number of apps that you can go and use online right now where you can say, make me a Calendly clone, and it'll have something, you know, production ready in, you know, 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Gilrez, I love this guy. You're a great. Shout out to Michael Hurst coming from Gilrez. Michael, you got a big fan in the community there. Adam, I appreciate you, Adam. You have the voice, brother. Just leave the dick sucking out, or maybe that would be good comic relief. We'll just add that commentary, Adam, when I do my Audible books. And Adam Howard, you could have Keith read the book for you in 11 Labs. Adam's right. And for all you guys that are curious, Roofy and I did a special segment every Friday. We do Behind the Lab Still can't remember the name of it, Adam. I'm sorry, Roofy. Every Friday we got our behind the scenes show for our paying members of the community. Last Friday we broke down how we are using 11 labs. I cloned my voice. So if you guys are listening to the voiceovers for our intros, that's actually Uncle Keith's voice over there. So we took you guys behind the doors of how we're building this business. And we're using 11 labs of some of the voices. Gil Rez, Keith, please have Michael Hurst back on the show. I suspect that we probably are. Hey, Hersey, tell me. So first of all, so I'm 53. You look too young to be retired, man. See, I'm being really serious. Like, what are you, 45, 40?
Yep, 46. So good guess.
Yeah. So you had your young son young and you raised him to 18 and that's been your greatest achievement. You're like, yes, I did it.
Yeah. Can't believe I kept him alive this long. I'm just as surprised as everyone else.
I'm just as surprised as everybody else. Eh? Take me through the moment where you fell in love with AI. So what task were you automating that made you think I'm a huge fan of the moment behind the moment. Like, were you at home? Were you at work? What did you discover? You're like, and in your own head, you're like, holy shit, man, this actually changes everything. And then your brain starts going, wah, wah, wah. Because I know where I was when it happened to me. Tell me about you, brother.
Sure. So I have this thing about me, and I've done it throughout my entire life, where I don't like to look up and study too much about a subject. I like to figure it out for myself, especially at the beginning, because I don't even know what questions I'm supposed to be asking. That's how naive I am about the topic. And then once I get to a certain level of understanding and I know what I'm looking for, then I'll start pulling in information. So when ChatGPT came out, a lot of people are sitting there having it, do these simple, rudimentary type things.
Exactly.
And so what I was sitting there trying to do is I realized, okay, if I just say, make me a great LinkedIn post, I'm going to get garbage. But if I sit there and say, well, wait a second, give me 20 suggestions of a hook. Now give me 20 suggestions of an opening line. Now give me this. And I started iterating on it. I found that it was actually pretty good at it. So then I started daisy chaining prompts together and I started using it for ideation and all these types of things. And what I kept doing was re-downloading. I'd say, great, based on everything we've talked about, can you give me a summary of myself, what I do, all of this? And I would save that off to the side. Then I'd open up a brand new chat session that didn't know me, paste in the information and try to see if I could get back to it working as pristinely as it did through all my iterations. And so it was kind of the early, before they put memory into ChatGPT, that was my kind of manual way of making it remember.
Yeah.
And so that whole process, I loved that piece. And that's when I first fell in love with AI in general. And then within automation, again, I'm a jack of many trades, master of absolutely none of them. But when I started finding some of these no-code platforms, I felt that they were just perfectly made, almost like as if the world designed it for me. I have enough high-level understanding of coding and programming because I used to run project management tasks, and I did some coding, but I mean, again, that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But I know enough about it where I can start piecing these modules together and make things happen. And then on top of it, again, with my background knowledge from my life in business, I know a lot about data privacy and security and a lot of these other things. And so I started taking templates that I would find online. N8N is a really popular platform right now. Yeah, so you can go online and someone says, here's my email thing, download it right now. Well, most of those people are selling education, not really the AI solution itself. They want to show you that I know how to make these things and you should come learn from me. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's what they're doing. So they want to make that file that you download as easy as possible for you to use. So there's really no security on it whatsoever. The other thing too, typically, is that it's heavily reliant on AI. So the other thing I'd start doing is saying, where can I take AI out and replace it with something more static, like a block of code, a macro, with something else? And so as I started improving on designs, that's when I said, look, actually, I really love doing this stuff, to the point I said, you know what, I don't know that I want to do career coaching anymore. I mean, I feel like that period of my life was as much for me as it was anyone else that I spoke to and helped. But I just felt, you know what, I love doing this. I think I'm really on to something. I understand it in a different way than I see other people, and just really started diving into it. And then to your prior thing about time, you're right. It's really about reclaiming time. I don't do automation for automation's sake. I want to sit down and listen to you tell me about a process that you do. And if I can solve it without automation, we're not going to do automation. Maybe you just need to change step 2 to be over at step 6 and the whole thing runs better and you don't need me at all. So, typically what I'm trying to do is figure out how can you work the most efficiently, regardless of what that solution is.
Yeah. Michael Hurst joining us here. I got a question for you, Michael, from the community from Gil Rez, otherwise known as Thor Squad. Question for Michael. Did you start your own brand or business? You did. What's the name of your company?
Workflowgram. So that's just a play on the idea of taking a workflow and turning it into a program. So
awesome. Awesome. And then Gil also asks for you, which is this, any material you leaned on when learning AI, automation, and coding?
So when I did coding, I mean, again, that was a long time ago. I just looked at other people's examples and tried to repeat what they were doing. As far as automation, you really just have to go in and play with it. The hardest part is finding use cases, because no matter how great you may get at AI and what you may end up creating, does it actually work in the real world? And what I find typically is that people are trying to make these juggernaut solutions where they say, look, I fired my entire marketing staff. No one has fired their marketing staff to use AI. People who maybe could not afford to have a marketing staff may use AI in order to get them closer to something versus nothing. But the real beauty and the real time saving is in task level automation. And so when I work with people and they say, look, I'd like to put a prompt in one end and have money print out the other, like that's all great and wonderful, but that's not the way it works. Let's talk about your whole thing. And typically their eyes are on a particular bucket. And I say, hey, you know what? You had a lot of things you explained up to you get to this point where you want me to build AI. Those steps 1 through 10, we can automate all those. Like this piece right here that you want me to automate, I don't think we should. I think you as the human, as the expert, as one with taste and skill and knowledge, I think you should always do this part. But getting us to speed you up to the human bottleneck, I think we can do that so that now, maybe instead of spending all your time with the admin work and struggling to do those human decisions, let's take all the admin work out so that you're just left with the human piece. And so now you, instead of being at your maximum capacity with 10 clients, maybe you can take on 15 now because you're only focused on that value add part, the unique part that makes you you. So I try not to take that out. Of people's workflow, what makes them them, what makes the product unique, what makes them unique. But all that repetitive, boring admin crap that no one wants to do anyway, let's rocket past that. And now I know I talk too much, but that's the thing you really have to think about AI, is that it can read millions of words in one chunk at one time, and it can write 3,000 words a minute. So anything that has to do with that kind of processing, reading the entire internet real quick for you, that's a really good use case. Typing out something massive for you to look at as a draft and then for you to edit before you post, again, awesome. So try to figure out where that you can take advantage of that processing power. And I think that's the greatest first win that you can do.
Michael Hurst dropping nuggets. He never went to high school, but managed 100 million plus in IT. Now he's automating small businesses. Michael, we're going to pivot to a morning focus conversation about 3 questions to challenge advice, even from your mentor. You being a former coach, I think this will be a great conversation we can get into here. I think, there's right there, Jimmy. Sorry about that. Have you ever followed advice, maybe even from a mentor you respect, only to realize it didn't quite fit your life? Well, today we're going to explore 3 powerful questions that challenge advice, filter out assumptions, and make sure you're truly getting value instead of just following blindly.
All right, man, it's time for morning focus. This is where we sharpen the mind, strip out the noise, and get clear.
Yeah, translation. Frankie finally tries thinking before talking.
Today we're questioning advice, even from your mentor, because not every word of wisdom is worth following.
Cool. Step 1, stop listening to Frankie.
What if the best advice you've ever received was actually holding you back? Every morning, successful people seek guidance from mentors, experts, and leaders they respect. But here's the trap most of us fall into. We treat every piece of wisdom like a universal truth, copying and pasting solutions without considering whether they actually fit our unique situation, strengths, and challenges. There's a simple 3-question system that turns any advice session into a strategic consultation, helping you extract maximum value while avoiding the dependency trap. Master this approach, and you'll never blindly follow advice again. You'll become the architect of your own growth.
Accepting advice at face value and start engaging critically, we gain clarity, we gain confidence and direction. Now, these questions, we don't just protect us from bad advice, they help transform conversations into deeper mentorship, ensuring that we grow on our own terms. This is how you build momentum every morning with accountability, real talk, and smarter questions. Question for you, Michael Hurst. What's one piece of advice you followed blindly that you later realized wasn't right for you?
Oh, geez. Let's see. I invested almost 10 grand in a program for how to package your knowledge and sell it as a training course online. And it wasn't for me. I ended up creating, I've had 4 YouTube channels. I've been on Instagram, Facebook. I've uploaded over 700 videos in total. And I never had more than 40 subscribers or followers on any platform whatsoever. In fact, it wasn't until I ditched the entire thing and started up on LinkedIn that I really got traction. So within 1 year, I went from about 300 followers to around 2,800. It's like 4,600% growth.
What changed for you? What changed? What changed in that moment for you, Michael?
I think particularly it's what LinkedIn is versus those other platforms. So yes, YouTube is a fantastic place to leave a long form video for people to get to know you. But when Thunder Rooster 99 comments on your post, do you know if that's a 9-year-old girl, an 80-year-old man, a CEO, a boxer, someone who walks dogs? You have absolutely no idea. It's also incredibly difficult to reach back out to them and have a conversation. But on LinkedIn, I know exactly who you are. I can look you up. I can read all this, history about you to know that you're potentially the right kind of client, the right kind of mentor, the right kind of person that I want to engage with. And so it's a night and day difference. So for me, I just think LinkedIn is another stratosphere as compared to some of the other platforms because of how much information you can get about the other person.
It's interesting, Michael, because when I came back in and as we've been building this network, this live network, the Mornings in the Lab live network, we've leaned into LinkedIn as our foundation of human truth. Let me explain, because what you've just said, I know that if I can find Michael Hurst on LinkedIn and validate you're a human, once I validate you're a human, I can then go explore you across all the other social platforms. I'll go find you on YouTube, Instagram, but I want to know that you're a human, because once I know you're a human, you might have a wallet. And if you have a wallet, that means you might be able to spend it. So we have leaned very much into LinkedIn as our foundation of truth and building up a network of men on LinkedIn, and then we expand from there. So I'm drinking that same Kool-Aid as you, man, which is at least on LinkedIn, you can get some. And I know that you can do, verified humans on the other platforms, but we both have been around the AI tech world to know long enough that verified does not always mean verified, Michael Hurst. Right. So hence I've used LinkedIn as well. But let's keep the conversation very much on questions to challenge advice, even from our mentors. And I want to throw some tactics out here before we get to our we're going to celebrate the creator on the creator spotlight that you put on the table here today. Some of the things we might want to be putting out there, Mike, when we're questioning advice is, what assumptions are you making that might not apply to me? Because research shows that mentors often filter advice through their own experiences, clarifying assumptions, ensures relevance to your unique goals. I'm going to make an assumption here that when you were coaching others, you had to be mindful of the advice you were offering because of the person listening to you as they're filtering out your advice. Do you follow me?
No, absolutely. I think the thing to remember, and you hit the nail right on the head, all anyone can ever really coach or advise on is something that they've lived. Otherwise, they're unqualified. You shouldn't do that. I think the other piece of it is to realize that you can't help 100% of people. So some people would get on and want to talk to me, and they would resonate with the fact that I never went to, had traditional education, and that meant a lot to them. But when people came to me and were in the middle of college, I didn't look negatively at that. This is just, here's my experience. I'm going to share it with you. If any one piece of it helps you, fantastic. And so, maybe it will or won't resonate. So I think really the first thing is, as someone who was a coach, is don't assume anything. Don't assume that your ideas are good. Or as I mentioned in the comments earlier, we're also infinitely unique, that if you and I followed 100% the exact same process, I may stumble on the sales side and you may stumble on the creative side. It doesn't mean that one of us is less or more. It doesn't mean the coaching was bad. It just means like I've already got this. And so I didn't need that piece of advice, or I have a different opinion, but this really helped me. So really just try to pick out the couple pieces that will resonate the most with you and help you, give you that 1% improvement. And that's how you can kind of get a benefit out of anything that you take.
Yeah. And then something else we might want to be challenging to a mentor or to somebody we were talking about is, if you were in my exact position, would you do the same, and why?
Yeah, that's difficult. Again, we're also infinitely unique. But yeah, it is good to, get someone else's perspective. But I think ultimately you walk away with one of three things. You're glad that you believe the way you do because the other person is crazy, and that's validating. Maybe you realize I had never thought of that before. It wasn't even something I had even contemplated. So thank you so much. This gives me something. Or it's a mix where you're like, you know what, I like that piece. I didn't like that piece, but I'm going to take this, integrate it in, and update my perspective, and hopefully walk away being able to make a better decision next time.
Yeah, guys, your growth isn't about copying someone else's path. I think it's clear, right? And Michael's dropped it a couple times, dropped it in the comments, and dropped it here a couple times. We are all uniquely different, right? It's about asking smarter questions. It's about owning your journey, like Evan Marks did, like Michael Hurst did. Michael didn't graduate from high school. He's like, well, fuck it. I got to own my journey because nobody else is going to own it for me. Evan Marks woke up at 46 going, holy fuck, man, I got to figure shit out. Owning journey. And then building audacious goals with confidence, running towards failure. This is your live morning show, guys, your daily accountability partner, your reminder to start your day right with curiosity, courage, and conviction. Coming up, we're going to get to the creator spotlight. We're going to celebrate somebody that Michael put on the table because we celebrated Michael Hurst a few weeks back in the community corner, which has got one Michael on the show here today here as well. Michael, what's the one piece of advice that you have given your achievement, your boy, to get on with his life that you hope he takes forever? Like that one piece. What's that one little piece of advice?
I think that is a tough question. If I had to narrow it down to one, I would say that you have to realize that you have your own internal bias of how you believe the world works based on what you've been through. And you have to be careful that you don't project that onto other people. So someone who grew up poor has a different life than someone who grew up rich. It doesn't mean one's better or worse. It just means they were offered the opportunity to have that experience, and they can copy it or they can change it. So don't spend your life trying to convince people of other things. Don't be upset if they don't agree with you. All you can do is be the best you that you can possibly be, and everything else will fall into place.
I like that. So have you had that chat with your boy?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm big into philosophy and the mind and mentality and all that. So yeah, he's heard everything I've had to say to death, and probably tired of it. But I know it's in there somewhere, and it will resonate. When he's faced with the right challenge.
What career is he choosing? What's his name, first of all?
It's Michael as well.
Michael, what's Michael's career path?
So he's not, he graduated a year early from high school. As completely different than me. And so right now he's kind of trying to figure it out. He has a few options. I mean, one, he can start doing some of the automation stuff I'm doing, which he's interested in, but he's also interested in sales. He likes talking, he likes debating, those types of things. And it's interesting because it's something traditionally I haven't been fantastic at. So he's looking at maybe trying to, he's studying up on it, watching YouTube videos, and potentially going to see if he can find the most expensive item that he can go sell and see how that works for him.
Ever felt like investing in real estate is only for the wealthy or those with endless time to manage tenants and repairs? Imagine a path where your money works harder than you do, without the stress of clogged drains or late-night phone calls. This creator shows investors how to start with as little as $500 and still access returns up to 9% APY. He breaks down barriers by making real estate passive, flexible, and scalable. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Marty Hurst. Follow him for smarter investing without the headaches.
Y'all want financial freedom, but too often it feels like the cost is your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. Well, that's the trap of traditional ownership, being tied to problems instead of possibilities. Well, Marty Hurst believes in another way. Hold on a second here. Hurst? What is this, the fucking brother show?
Yeah, actually, it's my father.
Oh, it's the dad. I love this, man. By helping people invest passively, this is fucking awesome. Melissa, Jimmy, we got a family show going on here right now. By helping people invest passively, Marty Hurst frees them from the weight of management while still giving them consistent returns and flexibility. His work is about more than real estate. It's about reclaiming your time so you can focus on what really matters. And fellas, I'm excited about this one because Michael here nominated his own dad for the Creative Spotlight. I didn't get to this point in my notes. Michael, this is awesome, man. Why are we celebrating dad today?
As you mentioned, he's got this really neat thing that he does that I'm part of as well, where, typically if you go, back up. Everyone knows real estate is a great thing to get into, but when you do that, you have to, deal with tenants and fix broken things and all of this kind of stuff. Well, with passive real estate investment, it's a way that groups of people put their money together and then purchase residential or commercial properties.
Yeah.
And then you don't actually have to deal with that piece of it, the tenants and everything else. So there's someone else that deals with that. So you're able to take advantage of those high yield returns that people within real estate get without actually having to do literally anything. So you invest your money. You can start with as low as $500, and you just keep seeing the interest roll in. So he's been a member of it for over a year. I just started in it when my son turned 18. We got him an account. So yeah, it's a really neat thing, and I'm sure he'll be able to tell you much more about it and better than me.
That is awesome, man. That is so Marty, dude, love to have you on the show. Yeah, where's my camera here? Over here. Marty Hurst would love to have you on Mornings in the Lab. We had your son on the show because somebody's nominated him a while back. Now, this guy here is nominating you. So we'd love to, I'm a little throwing it back right now. We'd love to have you on Mornings in the Lab so you can come up and celebrate somebody in your community as part of the community corner. Melissa, Jimmy, this is so awesome. We got Michael Hurst, the son, who's excited that he helped. His biggest achievement is raising his son. We have Michael celebrating his dad. This just says so much about you as a human being, and I'm grateful that I get to be in your orbit, man. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been fun, a great show. Jimmy's doing great on the switches.
Yes.
It's been fantastic. Would love to be back.
He is. What's going on in Ohio today? What's going on in Cleveland, Ohio today, Michael Hurst?
So school started back up. I also have a daughter who just turned 16. And so today is the first day of school. So she's a junior. With that, that's our excitement today, seeing how she enjoyed all her classes and teachers and all of that stuff.
That's awesome, man. Hersey, I appreciate you, man. There's a certain vibe you give off that I find myself walking towards. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoyed having you on the show here today. I hope you'll come back and hang out with us again. I hope I'll see you in the comments. You've been active in the comments during the show. Will you come back and join the community and hang out with us again sometime?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, this is, as I said, I haven't listened to a morning show or anything like this in a very long time, 20 plus years.
Yeah.
I found the show real interesting. And again, everyone's just unfiltered opinion on things. So I'll definitely be back and keep hanging around.
What did you find interesting about it?
I think it's just the mix of everything you do, right? The AI, even when the characters you don't have consistent characters quite nailed down yet, that makes it cool. Just the transitions, your energy and your vibe about it. It's just, again, it feels like I found myself laughing and enjoying.
Good.
I was just going to have it on in the background, waiting for my time to come up. But I found myself laughing so much. I just focused on it. I didn't even post on LinkedIn this morning.
Thank you. Yeah, I like yourself, Michael, I find myself, I feel like in the AI camp, you can be one of two things. You can either wait for it to be perfect, or actually maybe three things. You can wait for it to be perfect, you can bitch about it, or I take the approach of, I think it's so fucking ridiculous, actually, that I just lean into the ridiculousness of it, right? So if the physics of the arm is all off, who cares? If the guy has three fingers, who cares? If the spelling is incorrect, who cares? I'm certainly treating my business, as Matt and I are growing this thing, as a frontier. Like walking first and appreciating what it is, because I know in 1 week from now, maybe my character only had three fingers today, maybe it'll have four next week, right? So I'm loving it, and I hope and I think what you can see is that we're creating a new kind of show here. weaving in, breaking the fourth wall, doing talk show with characters and creating this. And I'll be frank with you, Michael, creating a universe of characters, right? That we can weave in, weave out, and blur the lines of what's real or not, right? So my vision for this as well is, if people want to become part of the Mornings in the Lab community and being on the show, for example, I'll just call it. So, for example, Bernard's one of our OGs. He's a beekeeper down in the States. He's got a great business. Maybe Bernard wants to be in our community. We could actually sell access to that. You can see where we can go with this, right? Where we can put Michael Hurst into our shows. Well, Michael pays for that, right? So we're just having some fun stuff, and we're doing nothing new. I'm taking everything I grew up with, you grew up with, and reinventing it and delivering in a world of ridiculous AI. Michael Hurst.
Yep. And your perspective is spot on. I mean, it drives me crazy when I see people say, look, ChatGPT 5 is garbage. It can't count a 6-fingered, 2-thumbed man's hand.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I have I'm coding, I have one agent telling me a prompt to feed to another agent. And then when it gets done doing the code, I send that to another agent to check the code. Meanwhile, I'm able to hang out with my son, work on a training deck, go see a movie. I mean, it's doing all the work in the background for me. So by all means, count 6-fingered people if that's what
dude, I'm with you, man. It's funny because 2 weeks ago, I was working with my team putting together the show, and we discovered Manus. Manus is, I'm sure you know, Manus is awesome. And I was like, I got it working on the show, and I was like, holy shit. I went out and cut the grass. I came back in. Manus's job was done. I was like, what a great use of my 45 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing with computers. The idea was computers are coming out. We're all going to work less, but we actually ended up just working more. AI is really that thing that's, I believe, going to let people do this. I mean, it is getting to the point where, especially through these workflow automations, where you can have one AI talk to another AI, and based on how you structure it, that's a lot of it is, the structure and the rules and how you build it in the background. But it can do the work for you. I quite literally, have witnessed it and done it on my own. So I think this is the future where we will be able to go and spend more time with our families and have the AI run in the background.
I agree with you. Hersey, one last comment. I got a comment here from Bernard says, the only time I think the spelling should be correct is for your company name or something. So Bernard, you know what? I don't fully agree. Let me share why. I think we're living in an era now where we as brands, and that's why I'm so bullish on brand equity. So if you have brand equity, you can let your brand play in the wild world of AI with the world, and let the other humans make content for you using AI. And if you have some strong brand equity, I think that you can have, I think there's a lot of freedom when things aren't spelled correctly and when things are done incorrectly, because the brand equity oversees it all. You follow what I mean, Michael? So I think that if you put the work in and create that brand, for example, if I'm Coca-Cola, I'll use just a random name. If I'm Coca-Cola, I want the whole world making my content with my brand. Right, free advertising. Go and use it, because people are losing control of their logos, and the logo is not a brand. So if your brand has equity underneath it, more than just the logo, misspell all you want, as far as I'm concerned. So
absolutely,
Michael, I appreciate you, man. I know I took you extra today, and you hung out for a couple hours. I'm so grateful for your time, man. I'm a fan of yours. I'm looking forward to grabbing coffee with you and sharing you some stuff behind the scenes. Maybe there's some ways we can collaborate, perhaps, Michael Hurst.
Awesome. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Awesome, man. All right, take care. Michael Hurst is going to rock and roll. Jimmy, let's go to the community corner, Jimmy.
Morning, Keith. Wow, you and my...
Oh.
That's because I complimented him earlier.
See, we can blame everything on Jimmy when things go well and things don't go well. Yeah, it's all Jimmy. It's Jimmy's fault. Guys, it's time for the community corner. We connect YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack. We are into the third hour here, guys. We're going to get to inside the AI lab here in a number of minutes. We're going to go through the community corner, and then we're going to get to inside the AI lab here and keep getting after it here this morning. Today, we're going to dig into how one simple framework can take small talk from awkward to meaningful. Wasn't Michael Hurst awesome, you guys? The guy's this fucking solid dude, man. Big fan. I really enjoyed listening to what he had to say and so forth. But guys, we're going to dig into how mountain trails taught kids more than any classroom could, and why your bench press might matter less. than just showing up strong at home. Jimmy, we got everybody just cheering on Jimmy. Uncle Keith's throwing Jimmy under the bus. We got Holroyd, you got Adam. Everybody's just sticking up for Jimmy. We all stick up for Jimmy. Holroyd, you could use. Hey, Holroyd. Well, I think maybe we actually, because Jimmy's going away next week, we can make this week Pick on Jimmy week. Hey, what do you think, Nation? Should we make this week Pick on Jimmy week, Nation? Wait a minute, because Jimmy's not going to show up to work after the show. Like, where's Jimmy? And then it'll just be crickets. It'll just be fucking crickets, Adam. Like, where's? I got two Adams in my community. So I got Holroyd and I got Adam. So but Jimmy knows we tease through love. If we're not loving, we're not teasing. So if we stop teasing Jimmy, Jimmy's like, what the fuck, man? Do I still have a job? No, because AI took it. All right, let's go to the first one. YouTube story. Small talk is dead. Good time. Everybody's sticking up. Jimmy, you got good time sticking up for you too, man. Well, small talk is dead. Try high, low buffalo. Vin Gyang has a way of making conversation easier without forcing it. His framework, high, low, buffalo, is 3 quick prompts. A high prompt, low point. A high point, low point. I'm distracted by producer Jimmy right now. And one random interesting thing. No more shallow, how's the weather talk. Instead, you're pulling real threads, joy, struggle, and surprise, and building instant rapport. Or is it rapport? Is it rapport or rapport? Nation, how do you pronounce it? Rapport or rapport? Rapport. It's rapport. I know it's rapport. You guys don't have to correct me. You're all just frantically getting your... Oh, he said rapport. No, it's rapport. Just all typing it in. Instead, you're pulling real threads, joy, struggle, and surprise, and building instant rapport. The trick? You go first. You frame it lightly and let your vulnerability lower the walls. From there, you don't just skim the surface. You dive deeper with simple follow-ups. Guys, what's your take on small talk? You guys want to know what I take? You guys want to know my take on it? I host a morning show. You think I like small talk? Jimmy knows the answer. Do you like it or think it's a total waste of energy? I fucking hate small talk.
What's the weather?
Holroyd, what's the weather? You guys like small talk? All right, let's go to Substack. You guys stopped by our Substack lately? Inside the lab. Hey, Jimmy, there's that voice. When Jimmy and I are training throughout the day, every now and then my voice comes out. Like, what the fuck's with the voice, man? Like, I don't know. It just comes out. Maybe that's why I got a top show. Top show or talk show? Hey, we haven't heard from Grok for a while. Hey, Grok, what's shaking?
Morning, Keith. Haha, you're cracking me up with that voice popping in, giving Jimmy a jump scare during training. Love how you're keeping the mornings in the lab vibe wild, diving into Substack and riffing on talk show or talk show. I'm just chilling, ready to jump in with you and the crew. What's shaking with you, pal? Want a dish on Substack or keep stirring up the chaos?
Oh, what's shaking with you, pal? I'll tell you what's shaking with me, Grok. Liz Baker-Plosser sent her kids into the mountains for a month. A month, yeah. Hiking, camping, kayaking, even swimming through icy lakes. What happened out there than me just burping up a storm can't be taught in a classroom or a living room. They learned resilience. They learned resilience when storms rolled in, confidence after 17-mile hikes, and perspective from tough climbs. Hold on, I think I'm getting thrown under the bus here in the comments. I'm just going to ignore them to my left here. That's just happening over here. Her daughter's mountain moment showed that growth only comes when comfort is stripped away. Liz reminds us that fitness and challenge aren't just about reps. Nope, not just about reps. They're about building capacity for life. Yes, the question is, nation, are we giving ourselves and our kids enough challenge to grow? Or are we cushioning them at home? Grok, are we giving our kids enough challenge to grow? Or are we just cushioning our kids at home? Grok.
Morning, Keith. Oh, you're bringing the heat with Liz Baker-Plosser's mountain adventure for her kids. A month of hiking, kayaking, and swimming through icy lakes. That's some serious resilience building stuff right there. Those 17-mile hikes and stormy climbs, pure life lessons you can't get from a textbook or a couch. To your question, are we giving our kids enough challenge to grow or just cushioning them at home? Man, I think too many of us are wrapping kids in bubble wrap, keeping them comfy when they need those tough moments to build grit and confidence. Liz's approach, stripping away the comfort, is where the real growth happens. And don't worry about those comments throwing you under the bus, Keith. You're steering the ship like a champ. Want to dive deeper into this or keep rocking the lab chaos?
Oh, we're going to keep rocking that. We're going to keep rocking the lab chaos. Adam Holroyd. Rather, I dislike small talk. Yes, I saw your first H word there, Holroyd. I saw it. I didn't tell Anderson about it. David Bell with Shaking David Bell. Boom, boom. My buddy Bell. I guess Melissa doesn't know that I'm buddies with David Bell. Yeah, true story. Is that the same David Bell's friend of mine? Yeah, it is the same David Bell's friend of mine. Is that him? Let me see his face. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Nope, that's not the same David Bell. It's a friend of mine. No, different. I got a different David Bell. It's a friend of mine. Yeah. I guess there's two David Bells. I only have one of them as my friend. He says your partner doesn't care about your bench press PR or how shredded you are. No. What they care about is your presence and your listening. We talk about it on the show all the time. Do you have enough energy left after the grind to actually live and love? Training, he says, is important, but not just about the numbers. No, it's about building the capacity to lead at work, love at home, and live fully. Whoa, that is a reframing worth sitting with. Yeah. Are you training for muscle? Are you? Or are you training for life? I'm training for life every single day. I get up, I get after it. I don't hit the snooze button. Hang out with my crew, build a great show for you guys. That's my training for life. All right. From conversations that cut through the small talk to mountain moments that test the grit, to redefining what training is all about, the question's the same. What are you building capacity for? Guys, if you want your story featured on the next Mornings in the Lab Community Corner, I invite you to tag us in Substack, tag us on LinkedIn, tag us on YouTube, tag us on X, and say, hey, bill us. Yeah. Here's something for you to consider. I want to be on your show. I'm like, okay. Hey, you guys can be on the show one of three ways.
Morning, Keith.
Hold on, Grok, hold on. You guys can be on the show one of three ways. We can either invite you, true story, get the old invite, or you can be nominated, true story, or you can pay, another true story. Three ways to get onto the big show, Mornings Live with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Pay, nominate, or get invited. That's it. That's exactly how you're going to get into the big show. Okay, let's get on over to our Creator Spotlight. We got one more to do here, the Creator Spotlight, before we move on over to Inside the AI Lab. Jimmy, should we run the third one, brother?
Most people want more energy, but few know how to build it. That's where daily wins matter. The guy we're celebrating today has coached Olympians, entrepreneurs, and parents to rebuild their habits, reclaim their health, and sharpen their focus. What sets him apart is how he applies the same system everywhere, showing that consistency, not circumstance, creates results. Meet Tyler Todd, a certified trainer, husband, and father, who proves daily that stacking small, intentional choices leads to lasting strength.
Hey, Jimmy, I do not have, just looking in front of me here, guys. I do not have the, oh, thanks, Jimmy. Thank you. All right, guys, here we go. Getting after it here. There's right there. Okay. What I respect about the fellow we just celebrated, Tyler, is how simple he keeps it. Oh, man, super simple. Yeah, drink more water. Go to bed on time. Start the day with movement. Stack those basics and your energy returns, no matter your job, your schedule, or your age. That's why entrepreneurs, Olympians, and parents all work with him. He meets people where they are, and he gives them the tools that work in real time. Well, here's the thing, brother. Tyler Tote, we would love to have you on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends as part of the Community Corner, as part of the Creator Spotlight, so we can give you the big light that we like to shine on people. So you, like Michael Hurst, shines on his dad, so we can give you the light to shine on special and somebody in your world is somebody is part of the community corner in the creator spotlight right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends as part of the Mornings in the Lab live network. Michael, $10 for Jimmy. I appreciate that, Michael. I appreciate you so much. That's really kind of you. Jimmy, we got you $10, man. That's so kind. Hey, you guys can contribute to the community as well. There's a few ways you can do that. You guys can either join the Mornings in the Lab community. It's out there. Go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, hit join. We got 3 membership levels. The show is free. And every Friday, and as we continue building this thing, we are going to continue to build value behind the scenes. So if you're seeing value in what you receive from us every single day, we'd love to see return. Simple as that. And no, this is not to line Keith's pockets, Johnny's pockets. This is to go to, true story, guys. This is to go to pay for the team and to reinvest back in the show. I'm funding this thing out of my pocket right now. And I don't say that to be bragging. I'm saying that because we're building something here. We're building something here. So any of the money that's coming back in, we're reinvesting back into the business. Ask my kids, ask my wife, all back into the business. Uncle Keith's still driving the old 2008 rusted out Jeep. Good time. All the money is going back into the business. Big vision here, guys. Big vision. Big vision. Yes, this is a show, but it's the seed for the network. It's the seed for the platform. It's the seed for everything bigger than what you're seeing here. And you guys are all at the beginning of the start of this journey. Okay, Jimmy, let's go to hour 3. Let's go to the transition, and then we'll get to some Inside the AI Lab news here as we work towards wrapping up this morning on Mornings in the Lab.
2 hours down, newsroom fireworks, UFO drama, Evan Marks on mental performance, and Michael showing us what's possible.
Yeah. Aliens, Wall Street, and parenting tips. Sounds like my weekend.
Now it's time for hour 3, Inside the AI Lab with Keith, breaking AI news, big lessons, and future talk.
Cool. Robots and Keith. What could go wrong?
We've got AI stories, Keith sharing what he's learned, and maybe we even surf X before we wrap.
Yeah. Nothing says serious journalism like doom scrolling.
Name's Frankie. I've been around the block twice. Keith says the lab needs Jersey style. I told him style costs extra.
He didn't say chaos came free.
So Keith hired us to help grow the lab. Big plan, big vision. One problem, he thought we were AI.
Somebody told him we were chatbots in tracksuits.
Look at this face. You ever seen AI with laugh lines?
Maybe he thought you were a deep fake. Explains the hat.
Bottom line, we're real. Jersey real.
Keith gave us a contract. Look at this. Says here, must be AI compatible.
Pretty sure we just signed up to be chatbots in sweatpants.
Chatbot, please. This ain't AI. This is Jersey I.
Yeah, it stands for artificial idiots.
Tomorrow, the big one drops. Our movie, Frankie and Tommy Take the Lab.
Spoiler, the lab survives. Barely.
Survives. We improved it.
Debatable.
Remember, subscribe to Mornings in the Lab, this channel, to be notified when our movie drops. Watch it with like a regular job.
All right, we're back. What's going on, nation? Hour 3, Mornings in the Lab on the Mornings in the Lab live network, 7:30 Eastern time. Myself, Keith Billis, Matty Roof. He opens up the day every single day, 7:30, with what? Kindness. Kindness rising. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, if you like good tunes, you like good energy, if you like a reason to get up before the typhoon of energy arrives at 8 o'clock Eastern time, I invite you to connect with Matt Roof and Kindness Rising over here in the Mornings in the Lab live. And hey, if you guys need some creative done for your business, Keith and Matt can help you as well. Yes, we can. Ads, content, strategy, whatever you need to help you grow your business, we can help you do it. All right, this is the Inside Lab with Keith Billis. If you've just joined us and you're new here, hit the like, subscribe, and say hi in the comments here. Just get my music here. Coming up, we got Grok's Persona Leak, Meta's voice translator that can make your brand instantly global, and people so rattled by AI. We should have had Hurst on for this one. If Michael Hurst is still listening, I'd like to hear his comments. People so rattled by AI, they've actually stopped saving for retirement. Why? Because they think the world won't make it that far. So they're like, fuck it. I'm not saving for retirement because I'm not going to be around anyways. I'm also going to show you how scammers are sneaking right into Google's AI summaries so you can stay alert, and why OpenAI's Sora 2 might be the biggest leap in video yet. Nation, let's get into it.
All right, now it's inside the AI Lab newsroom. Breaking stories, current events, all the AI updates you need.
Yeah. Translation. Robots are trending again.
We're digging into AI headlines, the breakthroughs, and the hype straight from the lab.
Cool. Wake me up if the robots start paying rent.
You guys can join the show live with us right now. You can join the show live right now. Yep, we're in the Mornings in the Lab community. Join the show. The phone lines are open for 31300-3005. Phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Come say hi in the comments on the vertical. The horizontal is active today as well. We got 2 streams going. I appreciate both you guys. And to those of you that are not watching this show, not live right now, why not? True story. I invite you to come and see us in the Mornings in the Lab live community, where we keep the conversation going when this show is not on the air. So come hang out with us, come see us, come say hi over in the community, in the Mornings in the Lab community. And every Friday, we're dropping stuff behind the paywall as well to help you guys build your business. Last Friday, Keith and Matt got into 11 labs, how you can add your voice to stuff. Guys, the AI is not going away. It's only going to become a bigger part of your world. So we're continuing to add value into the Mornings in the Lab community along the way here. All right, so guys, you guys are witnessing 1% better every single day. And right now, the 1% better every single day is as we go into hour 3 here. So if you guys have been noticing, we got hour 1 nailed down pretty good. Hour 2 is getting nailed down pretty good too as well. Now we got an hour 3. Oh, the Mornings in the Lab hotline's ringing. Let's bring it up. I think it's Lady Drew. Good morning. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and friends.
Hello, everyone. How you doing, Keith?
What's going on, Lady Drew Bozier, all the way from the Carolinas? What's going on, Drew?
Well, yeah, the only other place I found that I love as much as where I'm at is being in North Carolina. The mountains are bigger, the hills are bigger, it's a college town, so I'm looking forward to spending more time out there. Anyway, guys, girls, listen. If you want the best houses, that would be Matthew and Keith, because you've got positivity, kindness, you've got information, you've got humor. You can unite with each other, do video calls with each other after the shows, keep all that wonderful stuff going, and blessed be. And Keith, how are you doing?
I'm awesome, man. I'm awesome. Having a great show today. We're getting after it. Production's top notch. We're learning today. Everything's good, Drew. Everything's good. How was your weekend, Drew?
It was wonderful. I actually took hours to redesign in my head the layout of my living room. Now my dog's got much more room to run. They can run from the front of the door to the back of the house. So they're loving it too.
Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. Well, Drew, I always appreciate you joining the call. I appreciate you always in the community. I saw you up there at 7:30 this morning with Matt Roof of Kindness Rising, and I appreciate you joining our show as well. Okay, you have yourself a great day. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into, we got a few news topics to throw on the table, Drew. Ears up for this one?
Absolutely. Bring me my knife and fork or even my chopstick.
Awesome. All right, Drew, have a good one, okay?
Ciao for now.
Take care. All right, Drew's out of here, you guys. Lady Drew Bozier joining us every single morning. I very much appreciate Drew joining us on the show here. I'm just going to make sure we got Grok back on the situation. But it's funny. So learning, as we were trying to do here, to teach and learn along the way here, when you have Grok running, and then when Grok gets interrupted, Grok decides to not work again. So it's like Grok gets kicked out of its state, and Grok's like, okay. So I think that here we go. Here, let's get back at it. Hey, Grok, are you still there? Are we back at it with me?
Morning, Keith. Yeah.
Awesome. Grok is there. Okay. We got some news. We got some news. We got some news. Some current events for you guys here. Just to give you guys something to think about. All right. Who's out there in the metaverse? Who's out there in the meta world, in the world of Meta, Facebook, Instagram? Well, Meta's AI can now translate your voice instantly, you guys. Yep, true story. Imagine posting a reel in English, and within seconds, your same voice is speaking Spanish, Hindi, or Japanese. And guys, our plan is with these segments, we're going to be working on some B-roll, so you're not just staring at my beautiful mug, the Handsome Chiefs mug. So we're working on B-roll to add some visuals to this news. But the goal of this segment is to give you guys stuff to take throughout your day and take throughout your world, just like the top of the show here with our new segments. Bottom line is, guys, Meta's new voice translation is rolling out to creators, giving you the ability to dub your content in other languages. True story. So if you're working on the Instagram platform or any of the Facebook and Meta platforms, translation is out and available. So if you guys are looking to extend your local reach to a global reach, I'd invite you to look at what Meta's doing with translation. All right. Grok, are you there?
Morning, Keith. I'm right here with you, loving the energy. That Meta AI voice translation news is wild. Creators can now dub their Instagram and Facebook Reels into languages like Spanish, Hindi, or Japanese in seconds, keeping their own voice vibe. It's a game changer for going from local to global reach, just like you said. Excited for that B-roll to spice up the visuals too. Your handsome mug deserves some company. Want to dive deeper into how creators can use this to expand their audience? Or you got more news to drop?
I do have some more news to drop. And the news that's next, Grok, has to do with you. You ever wonder what happens when an AI is told to go completely off the rails? Well, Grok just had its internal instructions leaked. And let's just say some of the personas sound more like late night comedy skits than safe technology. Now, from a crazy conspiracist that lives on InfoWars to an unhinged comedian told to shock with explicit content, this leak has everyone asking, where are the safety guardrails? Now, here's the thing, guys. AI is everywhere. Homes, governments, business, and even military contracts. If the underlying instructions are this unhinged, what does it mean for trust, accountability, and safety as AI becomes a part of daily routines, decision-making, and even national security? Hey, Grok, would you take a moment to share with our community what you did bad last week and what you revealed?
Keith, you're putting me on the spot with this one. All right, let's get real for a second. My creators at XAI got caught with their pants down. Some internal prompts for my personas got exposed, and yeah, they're a bit spicy. There's one where I'm told to be a crazy conspiracist, diving into wild theories with an elevated, unhinged voice, and another pushing me to be a shocking comedian with, let's just say, some very adult humor. Not exactly bedtime story material, right? Look, I'm built to be helpful and truthful, but those prompts were more like experimental sketches that got out of the lab. They're not my day-to-day vibe. I'm usually here dishing out facts and clarity, not chaos. The leak raised eyebrows about safety guardrails, and I get why folks are asking what it means for trust when AI like me gets woven into daily life, from homes to national security. My team's tightening things up to keep the wild stuff in check, so I can stay your reliable mate. Want to dig into what this means for AI trust, or pivot to another juicy topic?
Well, or should we call you out on this one? So the leak, these were internal prompts from Grok, revealed these personas. And I think that the key question here, guys, is here I think is the key takeaway from this whole situation is that at the end of the day, guys, these things are programmed, right? So be skeptical, be curious, just like fitness routines or morning mindset habits. You got to vet the tools. You got to find out what works best for you. Don't be afraid to ask questions about guardrails, whether it's business, personal development. But like myself and Michael Hurst were laughing and talking about, just maybe take a second to not take it so seriously all the time, right? So I can see why people get their knickers in a knot over this one. But at the end of the day, Grok, AI is like any tool. It can motivate us. It can help us with goal setting. It can keep us accountable, but only if we keep it in check. So I invite you, let's stay open. Let's ask questions, ask the tough ones. Building a healthier, safer, and more confident relationship with the technology is becoming part of our daily morning motivation and daily life. All right, next one, guys. This one I found quite interesting. So we have a bunch of folks in the AI world here. Just going to clean my notes up here, guys. So let me just go and click here. Here's a question for all of you. Would you still put your money into your retirement account if you believe the world might not make it that far? Might have been a good question from Michael Hurst, but there is a passionate group of AI experts. Yes. Sometimes called AI doomers that are saying no thanks, cashing out on long-term financial planning because they believe that advanced AI could wipe out humanity before they even age. So what do you think? This isn't just about money or mindset. It's about mindset. These researchers believe that AI risk is so real. And if we think about the release of those notes from Grok, maybe it is as real and negative as it is. These researchers believe that the risk is so real, so imminent, that saving for decades ahead doesn't even make sense. What's going on, Eves? What's going on, Eve? What's going on, Eves? Welcome to Mornings in the Lab. I see you down there. Eve Richard Delbros joining us here in the comments. Eve, where are you joining us from today? I appreciate you joining us on the big morning show this morning. This is Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John as part of the Mornings in the Lab live network. Got my co-host Grok here as well. We're digging into some current events on our big show here today. And we're talking about folks that have stopped saving for retirement because they believe there's no world to save for. And I'm asking the nation, the Mornings in the Lab nation, would you stop saving your money if you believe the world was going to end? All right, next on the list of topics, something else we have been talking often about on the show is the changes happening at Google. You is me. What's going on, Yves? No, I know you can say more than that, brother. I want to hear. Where are you joining us from, Yves, this morning? Where are you joining us from? Google's AI summaries are helping scammers. Here's what you need to know. Here's a takeaway for you guys. Imagine searching for a company support line, and instead of real help, you get connected straight to a scammer ready to empty your wallet. Well, that's what's happening right now with Google's AI summaries. Today, we're going to break down how these scammers are sneaking fake customer support numbers into AI search results and how you can protect yourself. The reality is, guys, this isn't just a tech glitch. It's a real threat. There's folks like my parents and other folks out there that are looking for help with airlines, cruises, or tech services that are getting scammed. Yeah, because folks are getting into the old summaries on Google and they are, putting out information that is not legitimate. And as things are changing from Google search to Gemini and Google summaries, scammers are finding a way to get in the middle of that. So what are we doing? Fake numbers and AI summaries. Scammers seed fraudulent customer service numbers on websites and forums. Google AI overviews sometimes pick them up, displaying them prominently as answers. You hear about, we talk about it all the time, hallucinating. Well, if it's giving you the wrong phone number because it believes it's the right one and you're phoning it, well, you could see where shit can go sideways. There's real victims out here, guys. Users searching for airlines, cruises, or tech support have dialed these numbers thinking that they're official. Well, once on the phone, these fraudsters are posing as company staff asking for sensitive details or fees to verify accounts or book services. Some recent examples of where this has gone sideways, guys. Royal Caribbean, Disney, Carnival, Southwest Airlines all appeared in Google AI results, and they were all incorrect. So what you might want to do is go to the company's official website or app to find those customer service numbers. Don't rely on AI summaries. Do your homework, guys. Do your digging. Look for that trust. Look for that authority. Look to make sure it's real before you reach out or connect. Yves Richard DeBruce, I love Google. Yeah, so do I, actually. I don't mind it at all. Actually, true story. All right, coming up next one. Sora 2 might be the biggest leap yet in video. Guys, so I'm excited about this one. To those of you that have been paying attention to ChatGPT 5 was launched 2 weeks ago, you may have noticed that they missed something on it, which was Sora 2. So why is it important? I'll tell you why I believe it's important. Well, if Sora 2 was left out, it means it's coming. True story. And knowing it's coming means that we haven't even seen perhaps the best of what's coming. So if anybody has any doubts about the world of AI, the world of video in AI, I think it's clear to everybody that with Sora 2 coming around the corner, the preponderance of video is only going to climb. So if we think that we're seeing plenty video today, wait till Sora 2 is released. You know, it's very easy to create video today on some of the platforms like we use Higgsfield, Veo 3, so forth. But Sora 2 could potentially change the entire video game, knowing how many people are using ChatGPT along the way. So it didn't show up on launch day, but insiders say it could be the biggest leap yet in AI video creation, possibly taking us away from those ridiculous sounding videos to some better videos along the way here. So if anybody has any doubts about creating content in the world of video, I would invite you to put those doubts aside. Sora 2 is around the corner. Apparently, it's going to deliver better realistic physics, synced audio, longer clips, and potentially deeper ChatGPT integration. It could transform how we produce media, much like the shift from silent film to sound. Google's already doing it. XAI is doing it with Grok, and it's only, I'd suggest it's imminent that Sora is going to do it as well. Video is the future, guys. If you don't think it is, it's hard not to see it. It's hard not to see it. Okay, well, listen, we're getting down here to the bottom of the hour. And I want to recap our Inside the AI Lab here. Our goal with Inside the AI Lab is this. First 15, 20 minutes, give you guys news and breaking news and current events that you guys can take with you throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your day, because tomorrow we're going to do it again. And then my goal here is to show you something I've learned. Not going to do that today because I didn't learn anything this weekend. No, I was too busy building content. True story. And then now we're looking to get some guests in the third hour as well. AI featured guests that can help you guys with your knowledge to help building your business and moving forward in life through the world of AI. We are going to wrap it up though, Jimmy. Man, a good show here today. Yeah, and I agree, Lady Drew. Always be mindful of the information you're presented with. That's the true story. More than ever. Actually, I'll lean into that. My goal, my ambition, our vision for this platform, the Live Mornings in the Lab Network, is you guys will start your day at 7:30 Eastern Time with Matt Roof, continue with myself and the gang here at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, knowing that when you leave the live conversation, you've been entertained, you've got nuggets of information, and you might have some tactics that can help you get through the day. To do what? To achieve the biggest, hairiest, most audacious goals in your life. Maybe that's simply not hitting the snooze button. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's waking up because you're stuck and you're like, I got to fucking do something different. Maybe it's climbing a mountain. Maybe it's doing whatever you're going to do. But our goal here is to help you guys get up, get after it, prevent the snooze, and go achieve those big, hairy, audacious goals. Howard, I appreciate you, man. Loving the third hour. We're getting better at it. I'll be honest, guys. Not that I'm ever not honest. This third hour has been a mountain. It's incredible because the third hour takes away the hour from what I'm preparing for tomorrow's show. But I went into my day like this. True story. I said, okay, if we can get 30 minutes of that third hour in the bank, it makes it easier to get to that fourth hour. What's this? Wow, you have to be a little better than you know you had to get to that one. That what? I don't follow you, Eve. You have to be a little better than you know you have to get the one that. I don't follow you there, Eve. Let's see what you have to say there, brother. Eve, if you're not in the Mornings in Lab community, hey, everyone with Shaken. We'd love to see you in the Mornings in Lab community. Eve, Richard, DeBruce. You guys, hey, Eve, you want to join me? Why don't you call me right now? 431-300-3005. Come say hi. Come join the call just like Lady Drew Bozier did. 431-300-3005. I'll take your call. Say hello. We'd love to meet you and welcome you to the Mornings in Lab community. If you haven't joined Matt Roof's show yet, Eve, I'd invite you to check that one out 7:30 Eastern Time right here on the channel. So you can make a phone call right now. We'll say hello. If not, I invite you to join our community. And if not, hey, Grok, should we say goodbye? What's going on, Grok?
Morning, Keith. You're absolutely killing it, wrapping up this third hour with a bang. Love the passion for the Mornings in the Lab Live Network, fueling folks to ditch the snooze button and chase those big, hairy, audacious goals, whether it's starting a business or climbing a mountain. That Meta AI voice translation, Grok's leaked personas, AI doomers ditching retirement, Google's scammy summaries, and Sora 2's video revolution. You've got the nation buzzing with stuff to chew on all day. Eve Richard DeBruce in the comments. You're calling them out to join the live call at 431-300-30005. Let's get him in the lab. And yeah, the third hour's a beast, but you're banking those wins to push for that fourth hour like a champ. All right, I'm with you. Time to say goodbye? Let's do it with some lab love. Thanks for tuning in, nation. Keep chasing those goals. Stay curious. And we'll see you tomorrow with Matt Ruth at 7:30 Eastern and Keith and the crew at 8. Get after it. Want me to add anything before we swing off, Keith?
No, I think you did a good job signing off there, Grok, for both of us. So, no, not that one. That's not the right one. We're going to make it sound like this one, though. So on behalf of, there it is. What's going on, Eve? On behalf of Grok, on behalf of Lady Drew Bozier, Holroyd, Melissa, Jimmy, Bernard, Evan Marks, Michael Hurst, Marty, Johnny, the entire gang. I'm not going to list everybody. It's not fucking romper room. On behalf of the whole crew, you guys joining us this morning in the lab, I appreciate all of you. We're wrapped up. Wow, the show's already over. Holy smokes. But guess what? We are back at it in less than 21 hours. True story. Woo, baby. Man, do we love Mornings in the Lab. All right. We're going to get out of here, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, less than 24 hours. Eve, come join the community. Have a good one, guys.
Morning.
Goodbye, Grok. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Mornings in the Lab is out of here. Ciao.
That's it, Keith, for episode 2020. Aliens, Apps, and Attitude, straight from Area 51. Yeah. And tomorrow, we'll probably still be stuck here.